Hey everybody. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see the screen. Nobody.
Yeah, I'm about to get off of this right here.
All right, so I'm getting ready to move the screen, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Sis, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. It sounds like an echo, though.
Oh, yeah, I had to get off my phone.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
everyone. Is the echo gone? Sis?
Um, Let me see. I think it is. Okay, good. Okay, Texas says it sounds good, so we good. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, everybody, just give us one moment. Sis getting everything situated. Thanks for everyone coming into the room. Josephine, Texas.
Y'all, something going on with my service. Hold on, let
That's
me see
okay.
something. Y'all, we got a lot to get into, so I need to make sure that this is okay. Like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, so we're gonna try to keep moving, but I'm gonna get my internet Wi-Fi ready just in case. You just let me know, sis. Shout out to everyone in the building. Hey, sis, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Sis. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Queen Josephine in the building. We got Texas Bama in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building today. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Y'all. Okay. Um, oh, I don't know where Ashley went, y'all. We this StreamYard, it's really the test of all for every content creator, right? It's really the test of all. But today I do want to have an open panel if anybody feels like, coming up. So I'm gonna drop the link again. We're gonna have discussions. We're gonna answer questions. We're gonna get, some things talked about today, right? And then we're going to I want to give a review of this video. It's an interview that Kevin had, right? And it was with Sinetta. And he spoke about specific things, and you know, we're gonna have a discussion about that. Let me get my sis back up here real quick. Okay, sis, we in here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna enter from my phone, sis. It keep echoing on my computer, and I don't want to keep dropping down.
Okay, do you hear me in the echo?
Yeah, I hear an echo. I don't think everybody else do, but it's confusing me. So I'll be one second. Yep, I
Okay,
do myself. So I'm gonna come it the other way. Here I come.
okay. We're gonna give the queen some time and try to get this going so the rest of the video can be like in a full good flow. We want to try to keep a good flow. Um, but I know that people may have questions. People may be wanting to try to figure out, well, what's going on with the accusations? What is actually, the situation as a whole, And not only that, but I wanted to give insight on what Kevin feels personally as well, or placing ourselves in the shoes to see what he feels like as well. Can you hear me, sis?
I hear you perfectly fine now.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. This is an open panel, y'all. So if you wanna come up, if you wanna say something, or if you just wanna type it in the chat, by all means, I'm willing to answer any questions. I'm willing to discuss anything. This is my observation and opinion. And not only that, but I'm placing my today we're gonna place ourselves in the shoes of Kevin and get some insight of how he feels about things. He did an interview with Sinetta a while ago, and it wasn't the whole interview, but it's just a clip. It's been played before about other content creators, right? And they gave their observation. I want to give my observation and basically see from his side of his viewpoint and try to get everybody to get that same understanding of how he may feel, right? And also to clarify how things may not be okay, how things may not be right, and this is a clarity video today. This is a review for clarity. Okay,
Okay, it sounds good.
so you ready to do the review on the video first, Queen?
Absolutely, Queen.
Okay, let's see, let's get the video up and then maybe we can get started from there.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, sis.
Okay, because my screen, this StreamYard is just not
You okay? Like you said, it's every content creator's nightmare. It always
right.
it's tricky. You never know what's gonna happen when you do it. Everything work out fine beforehand. As soon as you go live, boom, StreamYard wanna act up.
It malfunctions. And I'm
Yep.
looking like, okay, StreamYard, you don't want me to be great. Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. But we appreciate everybody' patience. Thanks everyone for coming in the chat, hitting that like button, sharing this video. We appreciate it.
Is everybody still in positive vibes, you guys, especially with everybody coming to peace and, spreading love and, making apologies and, just, growing and getting ready to expand in different insights and different topics. I
Absolutely.
do know that a few content creators, they're still, speaking about, the similar topics, not trying to drift away too far from the subject. You get what I'm saying? But overall, how does everybody feel about the piece that's come to play in this time?
I'm grateful that, going forward, we all at a good headspace. We have to take time out to respect that throughout this whole entire thing, we wanted more than anything for those two to be able to co-parent. So me being able to see the outcome of that, it brings me peace more than anything. And even from this side to that side, everyone is no longer in cahoots with anyone. So it's a
Right,
positive feeling to see everyone to be able to go to Brianna supporters, people live and interact with them as well. So I think it is a great idea for you to want to give a review on a video for even those people now that's able to see Kevin Wesley in a different light. Give your
right,
observation on something and those people be able to come in here freely and allow people to come up with their own conclusions about things. So
right,
I think this is a great idea and a great moment for that.
right.
Um, you're up here twice by accident, sis.
I'm trying to hold
You
on,
trying to
let me
pull your video up.
yeah, because now the StreamYard is just acting up on the computer. Okay, so now I'm down from that.
Okay, you want to completely come out and come back in? Okay, there you go. You good now. Hello, B Bennett. What's going on, brother? I think that, everybody that was a part of the saga more than anything, it's a good feeling to be able to not be drained anymore and just going forward in a different light and turning over a new leaf. And like Angie said as well, just to be able to spread that positivity and those great vibes, because believe it or not, even the supporters, we all put an effort towards wanting what was best from both sides, the best we knew and the best way to support these people. So now going forward, the way we can show them more than anything that we support them is supporting their content, supporting Kevin Wesley, our brother's content as well. He's not only on YouTube, but he's on Facebook as well. And he has so many positive skits, so many positive things that he's teaching us daily, whether it's relationship, spiritual, but it's things for the better of you. So it's a great feeling, everybody being able to get that insight and come in on a better note than what we all left out on. So I'm grateful for the positive part of this turnaround in the overall. And I appreciate each and every one of you coming to Sis Angie's chat tonight. I know we having a few little things going on, but I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the energy from the chat. Just checking in on you wonderful people. We appreciate it, bro. Texas. Hey, sis Ashley D. Hey, Texas, boo.
V, shout out to brother V. Y'all, I made it back. Okay, I guess I have to do it from my phone right now because the computer is acting up. Um, and it's just the StreamYard site. It's not everything else. Like my schoolwork is up, YouTube is up, everything is up, but it's just the site that's just giving me a hard time.
Oh yeah. So the site trying to come against us, but we still gonna get the video play, right, sis?
Right, we gonna do this thing because it's something that I really want to play. It's it's something important to me, and
Uh-oh, Angie, you on mute, sis. Okay.
okay, all right, y'all. It's something that I really want to do. It's important. I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm just leaving you up here. V,
No,
I
you
want to say
okay. I got you. I'm gonna keep on
V.
talking.
I want to say something to you, bro. While you in here, um, I do want to apologize because I I've been looking at your videos. I've been listening to your videos, but I have been hesitant to like type in and everything because I had already had in my mind that a lot of people not going to agree with the person that I'm defending, right? And I did not want to hinder your platform. And the moment that I did type in the chat, you know, I somebody was offended. So, you know, I'm like, dang, like I felt bad. So I do apologize for that. But I'm watching you, bro. I see what you're doing, bro. And you know, don't ever think that I forgot about you because I haven't.
Aw.
Yeah.
V is one of the people whose books you bought, right?
Yes, of course. Yes,
Oh
I bought
yeah.
his.
So
Y'all,
he
his book is on Amazon. Y'all, please go check it out.
Angie, you are a beautiful soul. You support everyone and you come from a positive place of peace and love. And I'm grateful that a lot of people don't know, but you've been knowing about the saga from the beginning, and you were a strong supporter about the saga, as
Yes,
well as following Kevin Wesley from way back.
yes,
And he's helped you through so many things, and just being able to not only stand up for his brother, but come in defense of him. You never would have thought in your wildest dreams that this would happen. So it's amazing how things take a twist. He helped you through some things, and now you feel in your heart it's only right to bring clarity on certain things that have been brought upon him that you know
right,
were false or hindering him,
right,
because to have this name or these things spoken upon you when you know that's not your character and
right,
people are trying to defame that, that's a horrible feeling. And everyone
right,
always likes to tell you be the bigger person and walk away, but we
right,
all know Kevin has a big platform, and it's not a good feeling when you type in your name or someone is searching you and you see
right,
all these things come up. So
right.
Angie stepped in willingly on her own, wanting to debunk these things. And I salute you, sis. You've been doing a great job along the way.
Right. Thank you, sis.
You're
V
welcome.
V Bennett says, um, don't worry, sister. I am not a negative thinker, and I saw all that just like I saw the hate on Kevin Wesley. All of you all have been positive, and I appreciate your support indeed. Most definitely, bro. Break room, shout out, Queen.
What's up? Break room in the building. I love your dog. The
In
cute
the
little doggy.
building, y'all. I really wanna be able to get this stream yard going. So we just gonna take our time and get it right. You feel what I'm saying? If anybody wants to come up,
Link again.
let me drop that link again for anybody that wants to come up. Let me see how this works on the phone.
Okay. Let me see. Go to your more, if I'm not much. No, your guest, right?
Right.
Yep. Then hit your,
Invite,
yep. And then put it in your comments.
copy the link. And
Yep.
I don't see where I can even comment.
Yeah. Go to your top part, to your left side at the top. It's gonna say comment, and then click that, and it's gonna expose you to everybody commenting your live right now.
Yeah, don't give me the option to comment.
Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I see everybody comments.
Okay. Let me see if
Post
if
a comment. Okay, I see it.
let me see if I could copy this. Cause I'm a mod. Oh shoot, it's bringing me back on here. Lord Jesus.
Yep, I got it now. It's in there.
Okay. But Angie said if anyone would like to come up, feel free to do so. This is just an open panel today. We're trying to get things situated. She wanted to show a clip and we
Yes,
were going to give our insight on it.
I wanted to do a review over a video. Okay, I know that a lot of people may not be familiar with Sonetta Studios, especially if you're coming from the saga. But Sonetta is a person that he speaks on consciousness and things in that sort. But a while ago, Sonetta did an interview with Kevin Wesley. Of course, they were speaking on the topics of, Kevin Wesley having his background as far as religion and things in that sort. But Sonetta also asked him a question about how does he feel about some of the treatment that he may receive as far as people spreading accusations and things in that sort. And so I wanted to show that piece so that we can get an insight as far as what Kevin um he perceives it and how he feels, basically about things being said on him and how it makes him feel and everything like that. Because what I realize is a lot of people have lies or accusations that are spent on them, even us at times. You get what I'm saying? Or people perceive
Absolutely.
things to be something that's different from how we perceive it, right? And so, in most cases, you try to, to the best of your ability, defend yourself from these things. But, you have some people who can see it from your side, and then you have others who can see it from the person that spoke on its side, right? And when you have platforms, or if people see you in a leadership role, sometimes they have this regard of you higher than they have of themselves, so they can't necessarily see you as that regular human that has effects from things being discussed about you, or that has that effect of you building a relationship with them as a person. But even Kevin was stating, how he saw himself as a person and didn't realize that people were seeing him in a different form. As far as having a major social media platform, that would make him considered what a social media celebrity, and he didn't realize it in that aspect, and he was hurt. You get what I'm saying? And even in a leadership role, we have these perceptions of how certain characters in our life are supposed to be. So the moment that we feel something in our mind, you know we automatically have a sense to respond and behave in that lighting, and it's not necessarily fair at times. So I wanted to show this so bad, but for some reason I just cannot get my video, my StreamYard to act right on the computer.
It's
And
not you, sis, just you. And I mean to cut you off. V Bennett said it was doing the same thing to him as well yesterday.
right.
So don't feel bad. And shot, yep, break room. I hope she explained to you basically what we're trying to do in a moment in this open panel as well. Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, it's open panel. If anybody has any questions, they kind of want to get a full understanding of what has been going on with Kevin. If because I know a lot of people might have jumped into this situation and have been completely lost about it. So, it's I want to give that opportunity, get every question out. We can even look up things to show, and we can backtrack on things how anybody feels, to get some clarity on anything that's kind of like, well, what is it exactly, what happened exactly, right? um Anything. Let's do that, you know what I'm saying? And I'll continue to do that as well, because of course we're going to have new people that wants to come in and be like, well, what is it, did I miss some things, or what about this piece right here, was this ever acknowledged, can somebody explain this, or if they want to give a suggestion, or if they want to, give their input, their observation, now is, I want to make this an opportunity for everyone to do that. So nobody, please don't hesitate.
Absolutely. And if you want to show the video over, it's probably going to act up for me as well. So
Right,
we'll just use this moment in time, like you said, just to answer some questions.
right. I'm gonna try it again though. I
Okay. Of course.
am gonna try it again.
And we don't, and people sometimes don't think of just the cause and the effect. They don't think of what that person that's been accused of these things might feel. People always say, don't respond, or they say, just let it go. But like you said, imagine that Kevin is an influencer to everyone else, but to himself, he's just a regular individual like you and I. And he
Right,
has feelings as well. So when these people that really don't know you, they may have followed you and then they stopped following you, or they felt as though the famous word they say about Kevin is that he's changed. And we have to ask ourselves, if we are still the same as we was 5 years ago, then we have not grown as an individual. We
right,
all should seek growth within us in some type of way in our life. We're not born to stay the same. The older we get, the more wisdom we should require for ourselves and we should have. And for people to think that that's a problem to change, like they said, he doesn't feed the hungry. But Kevin has shown us on his page, he went from just getting out there doing footwork, feeding the hungry, giving sandwiches, to paying bills. So that change within him being able to do that, I think was a blessing to many of the people. His group supported people that had bills occurred that they were not able to financially pay on their own. So
that's
his
right,
change was for the good.
that's
And it's
right,
like these people didn't see that because they were so focused on him still being the same, him still getting out, feeding people, going, walking hand in hand. And they thinking that's the only way to help people. That's the only way to help the community. When in reality, it's not. It's so many more ways to help the community. And he never brought any attention to what he did for others. He never said, oh, my group pays bills, I have a foundation that focuses on doing this and that. He never did that. He generously continues to build behind the scenes and do things to help everyone. So
right,
that's why we're passionate about this, because I can understand how he feels. And Angie not only understands that, but she's followed him and she saw the growth and the change within him for the better.
that's
So how
right.
can you not respect that? Shout out to Break Room.
Shout out to the queen. Shut up!
Angie loves that.
Yes, I do.
How are you gorgeous ladies doing?
Doing good. How
Good.
about you?
I am doing good. Check this out real quick. I normally have stayed away from this particular topic.
Right,
I have followed it, but I have not covered it. Because as soon as I was thinking about it, you ladies started doing a wonderful job at it, and I've really been enjoying the two of you. Keep up the good work, and God bless both of y'all for
Oh,
your efforts and things for real.
right.
Um, so check this out. I've been doing some thinking or whatever, and trying to make sense of everything myself without me talking to others or stuff like that. Just trying to piece it together in my own mind, right?
right.
Right.
So, this is what the break room gathers. Can y'all hear me? Okay, because it's like a
Yes, we
feedback.
can.
Oh,
Let me
okay,
see if
okay.
I'm mute.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear me, but I think I can now. Okay, so this is what I've pieced together in my mind for anybody that might be a little confused, this, that, and the third, or whatnot. So about this now, listen. Um as far as the things that I've heard has mostly came from me listening in on Cali, right?
Right.
I have not listened in on Sinetta, and I've listened in on a few things, but mostly I've gotten my info from Cali or whatever, watching his things and just seeing where everybody head was and what everybody got to say and stuff like that. From
Mhm.
that, I know how he feels about it. And if he's listening anywhere, I'm going to do this with all due respect. Okay. I'm actually about to talk to you ladies and gentlemen on the panel and in the chat as if I do not know either party. Okay. Not like I have a relationship with Kevin or that I can't stand Cali. That ain't, I'm
Okay,
coming
you
from,
being non-biased, coming
there
from
you go.
okay,
Thank
got
you, Sugar Plum.
of course,
So, if
sugar.
I was just in the background watching this story, this is what it would bring to me without me caring, loving my bro and all of this. This is what I feel. As a woman who used to own a nonprofit organization with my sisters, we did a lot of community work. Okay,
Mhm.
with that, we used to, for our own records, some parts of that we would document. But when you get when people take out the eyeballs and the media and the paparazzi of it all, you really do community work for your own soul, your own higher power, and things like that. It's not for a pat on the back. It's not to make the news. It's not for people to validate you through, oh, you must be a great person. When you are helping the community, you are doing just that. You're helping the community. And what other people have to realize is sometimes helping the community when it comes from your heart isn't something that is always documented. Every family that you feed, it could be someone you see outside the grocery store that's trying to collect a couple dollars to get their kids some food. It doesn't have to require the masses. It doesn't have to require a line of 1,000 people. Sometimes it could be in your day to day when you see somebody in need is doing community work. Okay.
Speak, speak.
Um, I've done this, and I've also been around people who wasn't really comfortable with being exploited as a less fortunate person. Sometimes you go to some places where they don't want to be recorded in the soup line or at the soup kitchen
Speak.
or getting a free meal. Some people still they're homeless but still prideful. And so it kind of bothered me that people feel like doing community services is something that you do to show other people that you've done it. Okay. That's not what we do it for. You do it because it's from your heart. You do it because you want to see people do better. You don't do community service because you want a pat on the back from the more fortunate. Okay, that's not it. That's not cool. So I kind of wish people would, or whoever's saying these things, to kind of let go of that narrative that a community service is something to prove to them. It is not. Period. Okay. My second point off of community service, and I'm gonna get to this now. The one thing also that I really don't think is cool, and like I said, I'm coming from a point as if I don't know either one of these men, but I've heard both of their cases. Um, dude, I'm gonna call everybody by name. The one thing that I kind of don't approve of, not kind of, I do not approve of, is that with Callie, when it comes to this man's wives, okay, see, I'm a woman.
Yep.
And one
And you're a
thing,
wife.
I'm a woman and I'm a wife, certainly. And I have played a mothering role in many children's lives, still do. Okay.
Mhm.
So, what I do not like is if you have an issue with Kevin and your issue is it went from most of the time, it went from excuse me, it went from the community service thing. And you said you was going to do this and do that and you didn't. Then it went from the tube feedings and donations. You said you was going to do this. You said you was going to do that. You didn't. Then it went to now you are trying to force this poly narrative on the community, and we don't like that and all of this stuff. Well, the way someone wants to do their relationship or whatever, it really ain't your business or your problem. And somebody embracing how they run their relationships in their household does not mean that they are exploiting this or forcing it onto the community, as they just might be proud of the two people that help make up this tribe that he's created. Okay.
Thanks.
On top of that, whether you like it or not does not mean that you should be disrespecting these women for their choices. Okay, if they have chosen to love a man together, that is their business. If they are worth more than you think they're worth, well, that is their choice to choose. If they want more than what they have, it is also their choice to stay exactly where they are and be happy. We do not know the ins and outs of people's relationships to constantly know off of a picture or off of this or that or a single moment that they're just unhappy. There is times I go on live and it could be something that have nothing to do with me or my life. It could be because there's wildfires in California and I'm concerned with the wildfires, that I might get on here with the look of concern and be more serious than I normally am because I have some things in my mind I'm concerned about. But people will
Mhm.
instantly get on these social media platforms, see somebody go online and not be smiling and giddy for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden it's because it means their life ain't shit. It means that they're miserable. It means this, it means that. Let me say this, and I'm not here to take over your thing, Angie and Ashley. I'm not here for
No,
that.
We
please,
But
enjoying
Queen,
it. We
please.
invited you
but look,
up. We
it's just
happy.
look, it was just so much on my mind with it. I feel like I'm just spewing it all out as quick as I can.
No, take your time. Me and Angie grateful that you came up, sis.
Thank you so much, and thank
Yes,
y'all for letting me up here as well. So
absolutely.
on top of that, there's a thing that he keeps showing, and it is of a time where Lacey was on live, and she had got a message during that live about how does it feel to be getting pimped out or this, that, and the third. And I was there on that live in real live time. I was right there and saw that exact reaction, right? Well, let me
Yeah.
tell people out there something. I am a very strong human being myself. It takes a lot to really get under my skin. And actually, it's a lot of people that have heard me cuss people out, and I wasn't even mad when I did it. It don't really even.
You just got off your chest what you had to say and you
And
kept it moving.
yes,
Yes.
I've had people say, "Calm down, Tiff," when I wasn't even calmed up. I was just talking very seriously and with conviction. Um,
Hmm.
so I say that to say, We all have had moments on here. Even with trolls, I get a lot of trolls. They say a lot of fucked up shit. Are you a man? Are you and your husband a gay couple? Are you this? Are you that? And half the time, I laugh about the shit. Right? It don't
Yeah.
bother me. I don't know you. I don't care what gender you think I am. I know what the fuck going on over here. Right? So
Exactly.
I can push that away or whatever. But when you are actually in the middle of something or whatever, and you're trying to get your point across and you keep getting interrupted by people with raggedy ass comments and stuff like that, sometimes you might get just tired of seeing it come up and be like, you know what? I wish y'all take a 10-minute, come back in 10 minutes. Let me get my story out, then come back and call me all the names that you want. Right now, I'm trying to read my chat and the people that matter, and I have to filter you out. I have to filter out trolls, so I can't avoid reading trolls comments because I have to read it to know that you're a freaking troll.
Thank you.
However, even though I don't know you and you don't know me and what you say don't bother me, sometimes I might blow my breath just because I'm tired of being trolled. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? So
Absolutely.
the very look that this lady had could have been from months or even years of being told these kind of things. And sometimes at the wrong time, somebody could pop up and say something crazy to you when you like, really, man, listen, it could just piss you off. Like like, cause you're just tired of it. And people
Yeah.
act like you can't be human. So the look that you could have seen on Lacey's face was, you know what? I just want to live in what is my truth, not
Thank
yours, but
you.
mine. Perhaps I would like to get through one live that when I'm talking to the ladies about books, I'm talking to the ladies about parenting, but you come in my live talking about my poly relationship. But then
Thank
when I
you.
get on live and I talk about my poly relationship, I'm exploiting it to the community. I'm trying to get people to do things that ain't of human nature, regular nature, and all of this stuff. But then I be silent and talk about other things, and you come and force it down my throat to react to it. Make up your mind. And if you think I am worthy of more than Kevin and worthy of my own husband, then why are you up here every day disrespecting me and calling me bitches as the and when I'm a queen? You telling me I'm a queen who should know better and do better. But are
Yeah.
you helping me know better and do better if you too, sir, are breaking me down and you already pointing out that I'm mentally fucked up? You already pointing out that I must be unhappy. This
Ain't
ain't
got
what
low
I
self
wanted for
esteem.
myself. But then you
Mm-hmm.
get on your live and you tear me down day after day. So are you really helping showing me what I'm worth?
Ooh. Speak.
Thanks.
All
Thanks.
facts. Dang.
That's
Thanks.
how I feel about it. You can't just get up here all the time, anybody, and talk to hear yourself talk. You have to understand what you are saying and know that it too is wrong. The way you're trying to make your point is wrong. And one more damn thing. What's even crazier is that I know for a fact that Callie is privy to this man having helped one person or the other. Now, have you seen him stand out there with a big 300, 400 groups of people passing out lunch bags? Maybe you have not, but do you know of him extending some help to people? Sure, you got to know that. You've been around this man long enough, and you probably wouldn't have been around him that long if he hadn't have done shit for nobody out here at all. And
Ooh.
another thing that helps your community, besides having a reach in your pocket, is when you get up here with your time and try to spread a message of learning, a message of love, a message of peace. And all of that I have seen this brother do. That too helps your community. Your pockets
Yeah.
ain't the only thing that feeds your community. And whatever happened to when they said you can give a man a fish and then you gotta feed him for a lifetime, or you can teach a man how to fish and excuse me, you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or you can teach him how to fish and feed him for a lifetime. Sometimes helping your community ain't always about passing out something that they don't have to work for or receive. Sometimes it's giving them knowledge to be able to help themselves when they can't reach me to help them.
Woo.
Ooh, you
Facts.
saying a word.
Whatever
You
happened to
saying
the
a
message?
word.
Whatever happened to let me show you some places you might can work as a felon? Let me show you some places that might
Ooh,
give you a payment advance if you don't have any clothes to do this or do that. Let me show you where you can get clothes or you can get food, pantries you can go to feed your family for a week until you get a paycheck. Let me show you some things like this. Come to my live and listen to me tell you how to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell
ooh,
you how to start a business with $100, and I'm gonna give you the $100, and you can start your big. You gonna have to do the work. I be your startup plan, but you gotta do the work. Whatever happened to people use letting teaching be part of helping the community? It's not always in your pocket or a meal. Sometimes the community is in your heart and what you telling a person to survive, survival skills.
ooh.
So
Tiff.
please miss me with the what folks ain't doing for who. Please miss me with the worst thing that can happen is him loving two wives, but you are trying to take down the two wives. You are trying to use the wives as a weapon to take this man down when your beef is with the man and not his fucking wives.
Ooh.
Period.
Facts. And
That's
why
it.
can't people see anything wrong with that picture alone itself? Like you said, the beef is with Kevin. So why bring the wives into the mix? You saying she's better than that, but you calling her out her name at the same time. Make it make sense. You telling her she
Yeah,
a queen, but she's a side B. And then you saying, but I don't mean no harm. That's how they talk in the hood. No, they don't talk like that in the hood. That's how someone that does not respect a queen speaks to a woman.
absolutely.
Definitely
Absolutely.
had some words, Tiff. You everything you said was valid and spot on, and it's coming from a non-biased way. It's just a common sense, logic way. A
Yes,
common sense
Absolutely.
stepping back and seeing the bigger picture for what it is. You would
it is.
not have hung around him all this time if he was a kind man, if he wasn't helping the community. Come on
It is
now.
a point that I've been trying to get through and just didn't know how to put it into puzzle, just like you did, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Because
Thank
none of
y'all.
us, everybody has a piece of their life that somebody can pinpoint and say that they don't like, right? Or they don't agree with, right? Fine. Does this make them a bad person? No. Does this mean that they're not helping people? No. Your way of your life is yours. What the problem is when the your life interferes with someone else. Kevin, Lacey, and Jamie are not interfering with anybody's life whatsoever. There's plenty of things that I can point out towards Callie. There's plenty of things that I can point out towards Neo and whomever else may disagree with this union. But it's not. I'm not perfect. Nobody's not perfect. That's not a fair shot. How are you determining that he's a bad person because of his union with his wife?
Thanks. And a lot
How
of these people was in poly before and it just didn't work out for them.
How are we saying that this is a bad example for anyone? It's not. When you look at their life and what they place on Facebook and they do the cooking and they have the family time, it's healthy. It's pure. It's it's something
Organic.
that we all should look into with our lives and our aspect. I see it as an example. His children are so respectful and
They
honorable
are.
and
They're
and
smart too.
yes,
Very smart.
and it's like it's so beautiful. It's like how can I bring that peace to my children? How can I have my children carry out into not to mimic per se, but to have that inner understanding of themselves as well. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's the healing of trauma. Not only does he talk about peace and enlightenment, but he walks in it. His family walks in it. They live in it.
He shows
Yeah.
it to us. Absolutely. So it's
Now
like
there's
if you
not.
agree or you don't, then that's on you. You don't have to watch it. But why beat somebody down for their preference or their own personal beliefs? That's not fair. People are cheating on their spouses. Would you rather be cheated on or would you rather be poly and they're upfront and they're showing us what they do? So you
Yeah.
know, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
And
Which brings me to my next point.
go for it. You know what, Tiff? Go for it. Cause you know what? I love when you speak on point, Tiff. Like because you're a queen. You're a queen. And
Yeah.
your
Y'all are.
wisdom is so good. It's like you put the words in place that people can see it. You know, people can respect it. I honor it. Hey, go in.
Hey, you want to know something, Angie?
What's up, mama?
It makes it easier when you don't give a fuck if people respect it or not.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Tiff, I want to be that way. I used to be that way. That's what me and
Yeah,
Angie was talking about. We respect that about you, Queen.
I love both
I
of
do.
y'all.
We
Look,
love you too, boo.
I've been in that situation where I've realized when you in this type of thing with these sagas and things, it's always going to be a naysayer on anything that you say. If you speak in peace, it's always somebody that wants chaos. It doesn't matter what you do. So that
Yeah.
therefore, it's best to be pleasing to your own heart and rock with who is happy that you rocking in your truth, and that's who you run with. You know what I'm saying? I,
Yeah.
I've I've given up caring about people who not standing on what's really just the truth. Like this ain't
Yeah.
about. I don't have to like Kev to see that some things is just unnecessary. I don't have to dislike Callie to see that some things is just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Now to that next point is, uh, I want to make sure I get all my shit out on this panel.
I
Um,
know that's right.
so boom. The other thing I have a little issue with is okay. This when it comes to homosexuality, all right. Um, I am all for the whoever does whatever they do. Let me put it this way.
Right.
Um, I really don't care about what nobody's preferences are. It's not me. Okay. I don't care. I have nothing wrong with it. And I think all people can be great people no matter what your preferences are. It don't got nothing to do with you as your character and stuff. So
Right.
the thing that bothers me also is the how can you say how forceful his pressure is to prove to the masses that Kevin was either gay or not, right? Now,
Right.
my thing is at this point, this what do you call it? A mansion thing story with Dwight and all of that. It was years ago, right? At least 4, 5 years ago and shit.
Right.
Um Now, personally, I do not think these things about my brother, but I'm going to say something to those other ones, whether you are curious or whether you feel this was true or not. I'm going to say a little something to you. Um, if you are going to be going so hard to prove whether someone is something or not, um, you should go ahead and also let your people know if you are homophobic or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Because last time that I checked, I don't see that. I mean, and it's no offense, but I know Callie be on the panel with Neo. So this lets me know you have no problem with people of that persuasion. All right.
Right.
So if you don't, then if you felt, let me put it this way, if you felt at that mention that somebody really was trying to hit on you, let me tell you this. We all had our share of, we know beautiful men, even my husband has been hit on before. You understand? So
Right.
10, 15 years ago, he would have been ready to scrap because he would, like his masculinity, like he would be
He would have
ready to
been
fight.
offended by that.
Right,
Absolutely.
because he would be questioning what the hell did I impression did I give you to even make you think that I was this way. So he would be instantly triggered, right?
Yeah.
As a young person when you ain't quite matured all the way and stuff. But
Yeah.
now as a man of 40 years old, you simply know how to say, brother, no offense, but that I don't rock like that. You know what I'm saying?
And keep
And
it
you can,
moving.
and you
Yep.
leave it alone. It doesn't require that if we all went and made posts and lives every time someone of the same sex did anything, like, I'm sorry, but we shouldn't fear passing around a bowl of fruit now because of what a bowl of fruit represented in this saga. It is ridiculous. Okay. Like, I got to make sure I hold the fruit up to my breast, not my waist, not my knees, not in the air, not to the floor. Like, dang, it's a lot of rules going on with fruit. All I'm
Right.
saying is, if you don't, what he has to make sense of is, if you were uncomfortable in this mansion, one, you didn't leave. Two, the fruit thing happened early on in the fucking mansion. You stayed long enough to make two trips to the bathroom. The person who offered you the fruit that got you so riled up and pissed off, you actually went searching for when you couldn't find them.
Bingo.
You actually went searching for them. So clearly, if somebody, like, if my husband was approached by a gay man, okay, at a party, I assure you, at no point is he going to be going around looking for the gay man at the
Trying to
party.
protect him. Trying to fight
Right.
someone over.
It's not going to happen, because then he's going to feel I'm now giving the gay man a reason to think that I'm gay if I'm looking for him and I don't even know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I know it's your friend. Kevin and them were friends at this point, and perhaps you was just concerned with your high friend, even if you thought he was gay. But at the end of the day, it could not have been your friend in your mind if you couldn't get past that bowl of fruit to actually see the friend in this man. That was your friend. You know what I mean? You can't get past the one moment after years of being around this man, and you don't have any other stories to back this up. It's this one moment in a mansion that happened, and you have been balls out about it for years now. Like, when's your end game? When do you stop? The man is not gonna leave his wives. He's not can't prove nothing to you that ain't true. If that man says he is not what he is and you have no proof behind it, if you did not physically see this man in one of them rooms doing some shit that you don't approve of, why are we
Respectfully
still
moving.
here?
Exactly.
Let it go.
And that's what irritated me the most is he had a moment to be up there with Kevin, and everybody should think about this. Every time Kevin has invited him up to panels and platforms to talk to him, debunk whatever it was, he never went up. So he had a moment just like everybody else to close this chapter and go forward. Kevin even was begging him to apologize, even though I felt as though it wasn't old, it wasn't justified. He still did it to give that man whatever type of closure he needed in that moment. He didn't get up
Mhm.
there and say what he saw. He didn't get up there and have any valid reason to keep beefing. He could not say, all right, best wishes, I'm done if you done. No. And for Neo to come in there with that energy she did and say F him for life, or like you said, if it wasn't anything valid to back this up, what are y'all still beefing for? This lets
Right.
me know that it's just something personal you want to continue doing. Who wants to continue going on with that type of anger, hatred, and frustration with somebody from day to day when they have not done anything personally to you? Nothing is justified for that type of behavior that they're doing to this man. It's not right. A
It's
bowl of
not.
food.
It's not called for, and I want Callie to also know with that I was going to actually ask him over to my panel. With all due respect, it wasn't gonna be no beef, no nothing, none of that. I just had questions like an interviewer to get to the what's the real problem here, because it's
Yeah.
been years, it's getting worse. The vendetta against the man is getting worse, and it's childish at this point, because what is it? And on top of that, like, say your exact problem, and if it is something that can't be solved, leave it alone. It doesn't really require a lifelong commitment of shitting on the brother. And on top of that, if he was, and this is something I have told brother Kevin, I said, if you was gay at that time or whatever, What
Right.
the hell does that have to do with him? He can have the choice just to not fuck with you, you know? And because on
Yeah.
top of that, if clearly he was dealing with select a few women. It wasn't like he was out here slinging the thing left, right, and left. Okay. So clearly if Callie, there's nothing to really out himself on. Like I don't know if Callie wanted him to out himself, like, hey guys, back in 2019, I was dealing with a man or whatever. What does that do for anyone to hear Kevin saying if all parties involved are already heard you say it? And whoever the hell does slept with this man back then, they know what's up now. The only other people that has anything to do with anything is his current wives who already heard Callie's allegations and they have not left their husband. So at this point, what does keep pointing out he's gay going to do for anyone? He's with the women that he wants to be with, and they are with him. Even though you keep saying he's gay, he was with the white, he was with the white. Well, damn. What more do you need to put on it? He ain't no need for you to be waiting on him to admit something that he is saying never happened. So what left do you need? Like for real?
Right. Is it that serious to keep going on with it? Like when it's
Clearly.
the end
Most
game?
definitely. That's the thing. That's why I wanted to like even go through, Callie's testimony to kind of get some insight of, where he may be coming from or what's being stated. But when I looked at it, he gives this disclaimer every time he speaks of it. And it's like everything was in my mind. And so when in that moment in time, I perceived all of the thoughts in my mind to be reality. And I said, well, that means that it wasn't reality. You just move based upon your own personal thought. And it's like,
Yep.
what part of that are we missing? Are we not understanding? You know? And I'm
And
like,
I need somebody to confirm, if I'm not mistaken, just while I'm on the means of like kind of trying to make it make sense when it comes to the tube food and the donations, not even just the tube food donations, but to my understanding, when it came to the money for whatever project they had going on, why isn't nobody really also wanting to bring light to the fact that multiple people had access to whatever account these donations was going in? Other people had access to write off certain gifts or things that were being gifted to people. Other people played a role in that. It wasn't like it was an account that only Kevin had access to. So it's kind of like you can't rule out everyone just because you like them and this one person have pissed you off, so you put it all on them. It's like if we gonna play this game, we got to play it right. Period. That's all I ask from anyone in the saga. You can't be picking and choosing the truth. The truth is what the truth is, and the truth is multiple people had access to that donation money. Multiple people was taken out of that donation money, and this is why the fucking project couldn't get completed in the first place.
Thank
People
you.
already had their hand in a damn cookie jar. That's why there wasn't no cookies in the jar for the community.
yeah,
Thank
and some of
you.
his plans couldn't come through because those are things that he wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? But they couldn't come through because around the same time he was still having, physical issues with his health. You get what
Yep.
I'm saying? And not only that, but we had one person who admitted to stealing money. And then we had they had the donation GoFundMe up, right? And it's still up. But he doesn't utilize that because two people, I think one of them was an ex and then one of them was, he claimed to be co-founder. You get what I'm saying? And that was the one that stole. They both had access to these accounts. Nothing ever got up off the ground, anything that he wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? And when he did need help with donations for his tube feeding, no, the money was stolen from him. And he needed help with paying for his surgery, which actually he even stated, like, I'm still making payments on that. Like, I never raised, it was no money raised to help with that. You get what I'm saying? And like you could look at the GoFundMe now, and of course, people will say, "Oh, well, it's still up. He's still taking from the people," and it's like, no, he's not. You get what I'm saying? He's not taking from anyone. He's not even receiving any money from that GoFundMe.
Right.
It is
And
like,
people have to take into account all those things. Like Breakroom said, he wasn't the only one having access to this, as well as sis Angie. He was sick around this time. So he was stolen. Someone stole from him at a time when he needed this money for the food, and he still was paid back that money in increments. So he had to come back and ask for help from the community just for the food. So he had to add on more money.
and
Understand, he didn't even get enough money. He had to add to that. So
Right.
that's the craziness about this whole situation. All
and
of this
then
stuff. Go ahead, sis.
No, and then the thing, and I broke down the tube thing because I think that a lot of people was confused. I don't know if you saw that video, Tiff, but I broke down the tube because a lot of people had a concern as far as, a lot of people have surgeries where they say it's a drainage tube. But I broke it down to let people understand that what they're confused about is basically the straw piece that I like to call it is the straw piece. Because on the end of that straw, you'll either have a bag or you'll have a clip that insert medication or insert fooding. And so Kevin had both. After his surgery, he had drainage tube, right? But then he had two different placements of feeding tubes, and because he had two different surgeries. The first time he had his stomach taken out, it was filled with ulcers. They couldn't see if he had the cancer in his stomach. So for preventative measures, they went ahead and took the stomach out, right? Because with the cancer, they automatically remove the stomach. That's the treatment for this type of cancer. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people were confused on that because they like he didn't have chemo, he didn't have what is it, radiology and stuff like that,
Radiation.
radiation. But with the genetic cancer that they had, the treatment that they receive is automatic stomach removal. They don't give any treatment further to prevent anything, because once it spreads outside of the stomach, it's kind of gone. You're too late. So they go ahead
Yep.
and remove the stomach. And so he had tubes, the feeding tube in his upper area where his lower esophagus is, right, that connected to the stomach. But then he had to go back because he was having complications, and he had what is it, in his bladder, in his not bladder but upper and lower intestines, he had what's it called, dang, it's leaving my mind. But he had basically he had complications with that where his intestines wasn't receiving things well, and it was getting complicated, and so
Was
he had to
rejecting
have,
it.
yeah, he had a lower tube area in his intestines area. So when they look at that, they say, no, that's where the that's where the tubing for release goes at. And it's like, no, that's not where it goes. The abdomen area, I tell everybody when they say the abdomen area, it's a roundabout space. It's so many things that you can have surgery for, or you can have situations within that one space. You can have a drainage tube in your leg. You can have a drainage tube in your arm. That doesn't determine your surgery. You get what I'm saying? A
Right.
lot of people have not realized that. And so I broke that video down because he keeps saying, oh, they had what is it, weight loss surgery. And it's like, no, a feeding tube or a drainage tube does not determine what type of surgery you had. And when you look at the pictures, you don't see any weight loss in the stomach area. You don't see the stomach being cut. You don't see anything different as far as the stomach. And not only that, but he was not big enough to have weight loss surgery, because there's a requirement before, you get what I'm saying? Because weight loss surgery is not a cosmetic surgery, it's a surgery for health. You get what I'm saying? It's an extreme measure that you have once you reach a point in your health that you cannot come back from without surgical help. And so, and so when they say he had a drainage tube in his lower intestine area, I say no, that's still a feeding tube because you can receive nutrients down there as well. it was two different surgeries. And so, I try to give insight, and it's like no matter what, it's like that's not true. It's not true. He showed his entire medical records, you know, and it's like, what else do you want him to do for people to just see? And then at some point, we have to just realize that it's not necessarily the truth that people are after. It's more of just, uh, the tearing down of someone's name and character.
Absolutely. And you got to realize and recognize when it gets to this point, that's exactly what it is. There's no more to prove. And when it reaches this level, what else is there to say? Like,
Yep.
clearly, the evidence speaks for itself. Everything that they have said, it has been shown to be a lie. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the issue? What is the meaning behind this besides defaming someone's character,
Yep.
targeting someone?
And then I saw some of the people stating, how Kevin owes them. And this one specific person, when she says that he owes him like $2,000. And her reasoning is because people were coming to her and stating that they were scammed. And so she was paying them. And so now she says, Kevin owes me because I paid
Absolutely not.
him.
What do we
Absolutely,
see?
Miss Lady. If you listening, anywhere out there, absolutely not. What you did was donate to them people who came to you saying whatever they said to you. You donated because Kevin ain't asked you to pay no debts for him. So don't even come with that. It's a lot of y'all will be running around here trying to tag on your little piece to somebody else's piece so you can have a piece. Miss me with it, period.
Yes.
Because even Neo could not prove that she gave Kevin shit. Y'all got to just cut it out.
Thank
Right.
you.
There's
Yes.
no proof at
And on
all.
top of that, she couldn't prove. And again, I'm not coming. I don't know that Neo lady like that. I ain't trying to come for her, but the truth, Tiffany don't care about who don't like the truth. And the truth is, you went out your way to try to prove who that you went out your way to tell everybody that you donated $30, 30 raggedy ass dollars to Kevin's cause, and you could not prove it. All of a sudden, when Kevin said, "Well, just show me," oh, now I don't know what account this, that, and the third that he used, and this, that, and the third, or whatever. But guess what? You do have a receipt of Kevin sending your ass $100 to get you the fuck out his face with that $30 bullshit. So you got paid three times over what you claimed you gave, and you still out here running your mouth.
Thank
It,
you.
she
You should
stated
have
You
nothing
that
to
couldn't
say
even
at this
prove
point.
it. You couldn't
Thank
even
you.
prove it.
she
Thank
stated
you.
that she felt as if he paid her over the $30 because he wanted her to be silenced. And
Child.
I'm, I'm looking like, uh
He
that
left a he sent a message with that as well. It was a very positive message. I wish we had that up here. But
mhm.
he said, forget the money, listen to what the message is. And for her to sit up and say, pay her for her silence. No, if you saying somebody owe you, let me give you back. And she was saying that just about every live when she was speaking negatively on him. So he sent her what a little bit extra actually over and sent the message.
And
So
she did state she was wondering if she should send the rest back. And but
girl,
here's
send
the
it all back till you could prove that you sent the 30.
and that's what he stated. He said if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you can send it back. Or if you want to find the receipt first, send it all back and then I'll send back to you whichever amount you prefer. You get what I'm saying? And it was just a whole bunch of back and forth of just refusing to see that understanding. And I'm like, come on, we have to be able to let go some of that anger and frustration and just see where someone is trying to make an amend. You get
Oh,
what I'm
but guess
saying?
what, Miss Angie? If she
Mhm.
really had a problem with it, or felt that way, why not keep the freaking $30 you claim you donated and send him his 70 back? If you felt that the overreach was to keep you silent, and if it was to keep you silent, and you clearly ain't silent, why haven't he sent you more to like? Okay, was that not enough? What's your price? Because I'm tired of it. Why haven't he sent, and then why haven't he sent money to other people who's been talking shit about him that has even a bigger following than she does? Make it make
Thank
Right.
sense.
you.
Right. Even with the
Boom.
Dwight Howard situation, it's kind of like, because Callie would say, well, he's a celebrity. He can shut people up and everything like that. And I'm like, well, Callie, you spoke about the situation in his home for so many years now, and he hasn't silenced you. So at some point, we got to realize that some of this is just, outrageous,
Absolutely. And like Breakroom said, it seems as though if that was the case, this man would have been asking you for a price because you're not silent. You're continuing to go on and on and on this rant. So why hasn't he paid all these other people off to silence them? Because someone would have took the bait at this point.
And see,
Exactly.
a lot of people don't know that some of the people that are in the defense with them were people that Kevin knew as well. And so a lot of people say, well, everybody can't be wrong about you. Everybody can't be wrong about you, right? But if you look at the connection, because I did some research, y'all, if you look at the connection, you start to see where the intent became. And that's when everybody kind of joined forces and kind of like they're intentful as far as what they are doing towards Kevin. And a lot of people don't see that because they haven't taken the time, to go back. And that's why I wanted to start, showing things and but I want to do it in a way where people don't be attacked. But I feel you, Bright, because you're giving me confirmation. Like, you gotta get this information out because people aren't seeing the back end work that has happened throughout the years, and they're not understanding why these people are so connected. And Callie, for the most part, has been the voice of this. And but there's people within the situation that are spreading out these accusations and kind of holding Callie up to do these things. Like, it's very malicious.
Exactly. And y'all know something. You know why people do not like tabloids and talking to journalists and things like that? Because they don't care if they gotta step on your cat toe to get the story. Period. And that's what we have to keep in mind and what I had to tell myself too. Either I'm on here to be sociable and make homies and stuff, or am I here to make sure that the truth is delivered? No matter what topic, we could be talking about ice cream. You might like strawberry, I might like chocolate. I ain't getting off this story till I've convinced you that chocolate's better. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this thing goes. You know what I mean? If you he's relentless, and that's fine. Like, again, I'm not coming from a point where as if I favor Kevin and dislike Cal. I'm coming from a point that if I was given this story, even if I was a lawyer or something, and somebody gave me this story, or a journalist, I'm going to analyze it just like I just did. Whether I could have never even met these two, talked to them, or nothing. And this is what I would think. Well, dude, if you were so uncomfortable, why were you still in this place that you had so much discomfort? Well, if you're saying some wives could do better, why are you tearing them down and calling them bitches and concubines and whores and all of this different stuff? How can she be a worthy queen and a whore at the same time? I'm confused. I just need answers. And on top of that, don't I'm also sick of these judgments, right? Because this saga has showed me that everybody got some people who backs them up or supports them, just plain and simple, whether they're right or wrong. I've
Yes,
seen this through this saga, that
me too.
people have to cut the shit that they here for the truth, or they here for that. Sometimes just say you're here for the person you here for, and you don't care what they bring into the table. Because while he's pointing out everything that Kevin's done wrong, well, guess what? While you're pointing out things that Kevin's done wrong, you are in return kinda doing wrong. You're
Retaliating in the
exploiting.
wrong way.
Yes, you are exploiting women, you dissing dissing families and all of this different stuff. You're trying to, defame
Unborn
somebody's
child.
character. Children has become involved, and it's just craziness. So in return, are you correct? Because you actually go out into you have proof, you go out to the community, right? There's no proof that you're saying there's no proof that Kevin does shit in his community, right? But there's no proof that Kevin would disrespect women that ain't done shit to him either. But there's proof that you would.
Thank you.
So what sides
Absolutely.
of any part is better or worse? Like that's the point of it. You
That
know?
don't right
Absolutely.
his wrongs. That don't justify, just because, like you said, there's no proof of any community work, and you claim that you go out in the community. That doesn't justify or excuse you talking about his child. That doesn't justify you excuse because he's into polygamy that Lacey should be called or disrespected out of her name in the same breath you calling her a queen. Every way that you have retaliated is not justified. Whether you angry with him, whether he gave you the fruit in a certain manner that you felt was disrespectful to you as a man, that you consider yourself straight, nothing you have said and done throughout these whole years that we have watched, that we have seen, justifies any of your behavior for people to look at and say, okay, I can understand where he's coming from. I can understand his frustration. I still don't understand it, and I still don't understand your response to it. It's no justifying the things that you have said and done to this man and his family.
It's a
It's
bowel
no excuse.
obstruction. That's what I want to say. He had a bowel obstruction, and that's what caused him to need the feeding tube in the lower area and in the region, the abdominal region, you guys. It means the abdominal whereabout, the roundabout place. It does not mean that he had something specific. You can have more than cosmetic surgery or weight loss surgery in your abdominal region. And yes, you are absolutely correct. And so, blessed to you, Queen. I think Ashley might have dropped down by accident, but also I wanted to say, um, there's been so many times and occasions, like Kevin has been trying to prove information for years, right? And when you look at the back and forth and you go from each side, they'll say that he's only giving excuses and he's only doing this, and it's like that's not true at all. That's not
Right.
true at all. Kevin has been trying to prove to people, the things that have been happening. And I always say, Callie would feel like, oh, well, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. He's trying to attack me. But the thing about it is, if you are the main person of the accusations and there's no documentation or anything for him to speak on as far as anything that's contradicting or opposing to what he has brought out. You get what I'm saying? You're the only source. So the source of the information that people have received, contrary to what I'm stating, is Callie. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's nothing personal on my end, but I can understand, some of the hate and betrayal that Kevin may feel because they once had a form of a relationship. And it's just, it hasn't been fair. And when I look and I see, when you type in Kevin Wesley and you just scroll down, I mean, for years people have picked up on this story. And he hasn't it's not so many people who have spoken up and said a lot of things on different platforms throughout the years in his defense. And
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? And most of the time they'll say, well, just like Nature Boy and Polite have, they have been charged and convicted of crimes, right? So basically, in some of those defenses, they'll say, well, Kevin Wesley is a part of that and he needs to be taken down. And I'm just like, well, if he's a part of that, where is the information? Because the information that I have fell upon states that none of that is true.
Right.
And I'm trying to get to a point where it's kind of like, okay, once you see that that information is not true, whether you like him as a person or not, you have to move forward. You have to let it go, because the narrative that you're spending is false. It's manipulative to the very people that you say he should be caring about or he should be doing things for.
And my you are right. And my other thing is, if there is like commotion, because with the excuse me, y'all already know what it is. But if there is confusion or some disagreements or whatever's going on, like as far as the community, the character, donations to all these different things, all these different people, such as even Tigress. I once did a live concerning her, because something else that definitely stood out to me as well is, if all these people were I guess robbed, okay, allegedly, by Kevin, or didn't get whatever they donated to, or whatever, or the service, whatever. My thing is, why, like Tigress, why did you wait years to come out and ask about your money? If you really wanted your money back, why did you not reach out to this person? And if nothing had whatever, if you had to take them to silver court or some with some type of court or whatever, cool. But why do people make it more about going live about what somebody has done, instead of trying to get what somebody has done wrong rectified? If you feel you're owed money, screaming it out to the masses don't get you your money back. Going to whoever owe you or taking it out with the court systems get you your money back. You know what I mean? And
Right.
otherwise, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If the brother is willing to, he ain't never said he won't pay people back what they feel they owed, or one way or the other. But you can't treat a person like, now all of a sudden, especially when it's people who have also had access to things that I'm sure they've used to their advantage, that they've used for their own benefit, concerning Kevin and the things that he was building. I'm pretty sure not everybody was moving legitly when his brother was still trying to build things while being in the hospital, trying to recover, or get his shit together before he came back out here into the world. You know what I'm saying? People were in control of things that were being built before they went through what he went through, and things were being built during what he went through. So it's like everybody wants to put everything on him, and I'm gonna play it fair. Period.
Facts.
You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Because I even think that a lot came out about her, about, they stopped her from being able to try to sue people, because and they it was in the news, it was in articles and everything, how she's no longer qualified to sue people because of so many cases that she tried to sue, and different scenarios and things like that that were wrong. And if you look into the information that she gave, okay, with the information that she gave, she states that he owes him. But here's the thing, she did, she made a contract with somebody or a business company to help. I guess she felt like she was helping Kevin as far as, a business move or whatever. But when Kevin saw the information, he told her and those people to close that account. He said he cannot do it. It's too expensive. He does not want to do it. She actually got upset about that, about his response. You get what I'm saying? The people on the phone told him, okay, yes, I understand, we can close it. She is the one that went in the back end and basically was, upset about whatever was happening. And, she ended up doing whatever the case may be with it. And she ended up having to pay them. And so now she's saying, well, he owes me. Well, he did not owe you, because what you did was without his consent anyway.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were already wrong. He didn't say, yes, go with it. He didn't know all the ins and outs. You just came to him and said, well, I went ahead and opened this account. I already started this process for you. And when he looked into the information, he said, no, try to find a way to get out of that. Why did you do that in the first place?
Right. And if he owes you, why did it take, if you was going so gung ho, yeah, he owes me money. Like, oh my God, I could not stand her. Oh, that's a separate story for a different day. My bad. If he owes you money, why did it take more to dig you up for you to come asking or talking about your money? Like, why does somebody have to dig you up for you to make a big deal about your money to him? I just want my money. You can tell him that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And it was so, it's just insane. Like the things that they are doing. And even a lot one of them, the person that stole the money from the GoFundMe, they was in communication with somebody and introduced them to Kevin. And Kevin ended up, being in communication with them about whatever the case may be as far as her replacing the person that took the money, because he said he's going to move on or whatever the case may be. And he had to get work and, help with his father. And so this lady comes along, and this person, you'll see her in a lot of the chats that is very upset with Kevin, right? And Kevin, they did not have a long relationship as far as business, but she is one of the ones that was upset about how things went. And eventually they all kind of came together. Even Shy was upset because, of course, they broke up and had a bad relationship. Like, she'll say, well, y'all, he was stealing the money and I got flued out. And it's like, you were okay with what you're stating then, but now that you guys aren't together, you're trying to say, oh, well, he was
Yep.
stealing y'all money to fly me out. Y'all, he was
That's
sending me money to take us out eating. Like, what do you know?
that's
Now
what
we're
they do.
lying.
You was okay with it for all those years,
That's
all
what
that time, and now
they
since all these accusations are brought up against him,
they
and you hate the way that things ended, now you have a problem with what he was
yep.
doing to the community. But you never spoke up about it when
Hypocrite
you had the
they
chance to.
hypocrites.
He stole money from the community, but he took you out to eat with that money. He flew you out
Yeah.
with that money. Make it make sense. We have
Y'all
to ask ourselves, what's the reason behind
hello.
these people anger, and is it valid?
Y'all hear me?
Yep,
Yes,
we
I
can hear
hear
you,
you.
break
Hey,
room.
Hey, sisters. I'm just stopping by real quick because I just finished work. I had to do some overtime. I'm trying to make that big money. But I hope y'all could hear me clearly because it's something you were speaking about. Light and Nature Boy. And lately I've been falling up with some people on YouTube because I feel like the biggest thing about us as humans, we are hypocrites. You see what I'm saying? And I try to account myself included in that. So I always try to look in the mirror, and it seems like everybody's trying, especially when it comes to black people, everybody try to hold others to a certain standard, but they never hold themselves to the same standard. They
that's right.
never hold their friends to the same standard. And
That's
I
right.
just heard you said some, and it's so true because I even went on somebody panel that used to be disrespecting me for a while, and his name is Saneda. Everybody know who he is. It wasn't on his panel, but he was there on somebody else's panel, and I just went to explain some things to him and to tell him that he could keep my name out his mouth because I don't want nothing to do with this YouTube hypocrisy and drama because the thing about it is, like I tell people, you could tell when someone is being genuine and when somebody has an agenda because they're holding a grudge against someone. And it's the same thing you said with Wesley. Like, Wesley did not hold polite hands and make him do what he do. He
Right.
didn't hold Nature Boy hands, Dr. York, just because he might have some of the same teachings or philosophies of these people. I mean, history is history, information is information. So some people gonna read the same stuff, but that doesn't make Kevin Wesley like these characters. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? And it's the same thing they've been doing to Sanetta for years. So, and I wasn't even caught up in the mess because you know what I mean. Like, I don't get me wrong, Sanetta done said many things that's very disrespectful. That inappropriate, but and all I could do is tell him that I disagree with the things he said. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me waking up every morning thinking about another man and going on YouTube and talk about him negatively when he hasn't done any physical crimes himself, it's only because I have an agenda. You see, and I'm trying to gain popularity or clout of his name because it's working. You see,
Thank
and
you.
Mhm.
that's what I'm be saying. The same thing when these guys did their crime, they already locked up for it. So why
Right.
do black people talk about these things day after day after day, month after month, just to get popularity and views, but they don't do the same thing for white men. White men raping people out here too. So
Because
Cause what?
a
if
character
you really care about the
assassination.
kids, go ahead.
No, you're right, brother. You're right, brother
That's what.
Haru. This is young Haru, everyone. Shout out to the team for coming through. Um,
Absolutely.
Because what I want to say is, if we're doing things for the people, what we're doing is for the community, then we have to
Right,
understand that it has to come to where we're like, well, let's get the truth. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's not continue to spread narratives that aren't true.
right,
It's not fair to the people. It's not fair to the ones that we're speaking of. You get what I'm saying? When you look into the information and you see that it's not true, it has to come to a point where like, okay, let's stop. It's done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
exactly. Once you expose it, and a million people already expose it, there's nothing more you could do. So you only ride in the guy coattail because it's beneficial to you in some way. But it's just like me. It's just like Angie and Ashley. You guys are friends. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
you
Hmm.
guys try to hold certain people in the community at a certain standard. So you have to hold yourself to that standard. Now, if Ashley come and tell Angie something that she felt, okay, you was wrong on that. Oh, maybe you should stop doing that. Oh, even if she don't stop right away, she at least take heed to what you saying. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it
right,
seems genuine. It seems genuine. But when you don't, when you try to tell everybody else what they should be doing and not doing, but when somebody criticize you for doing some, you just blow them off and say you're gonna do it your way. That means anybody on YouTube could do it their way. And
right,
people like to, like I told him the person yesterday, like my mama used to say, sticks and stones could break my bones, but words cannot harm me. So
Absolutely. And we have to
people could
hold
say what they
everybody
want.
accountable.
Right. People don't disrespect my mama, all kind of stuff. As long as they don't put their hands on her, that's a different topic. So I know this thing is not life or death situation, and people trying to make it more than it is, and they're making people miserable because they chanting them on to keep doing it. And these people are grown men, 50s, 60s, grandma, and you can't even stand up and tell this guy, you know what, bro? Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should keep nagging and living
Thank
this
you.
negative energy. Go be with your children. Be positive. Like, bro, like I don't get it, but they want to be mad at me. I
right.
don't. If that's not hypocrisy, I don't get it. You
And
want to tell? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I can understand that on so many different levels. It's like nobody is speaking up when it's time to. We say we're for the community, but when we see
Right.
somebody getting antagonized and dragged and we don't see a reason behind that, why is nobody encouraging this man to leave this man
Right.
alone? Go spend time with your
Exactly.
family. Why is you
Who's?
constantly doing this for
Yep.
years and years and people are
Uh-huh.
okay with that and they think this is right?
Yep.
And then when
Yep.
someone wants to defend themselves or they finally get upset and they go off, then we're encouraging that person to be the bigger person. Don't say anything. You're better than that. Well, why don't
Yeah.
you have the same energy for this person who
Exactly.
has been
Thank
bullying
you.
and antagonizing this person? Hey, who's
Thank you.
provoked this person to get to this point? It's
That's
not
right.
fair. And that happens
Exactly.
in our community so much.
You know.
Everybody turns the blind eye to BS. and nobody wants to speak up, or just because they like you, they don't hold you accountable for anything. It's okay for you to
Exactly.
do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
But when
Yep.
it comes to this person, they have to walk a straight, narrow line. That's
Yep.
not
Yep.
cool. And that's the
Exactly.
sad downfall of our community. We don't stand up for the right things all the time. We condone the
Thank you.
BS and we turn a blind eye.
Facts.
Not
And
right.
the worst thing about it is this is not no adolescents, this is people that's older than me. You know what I'm saying? And if you say you stand for positivity and all of that, negativity wouldn't be coming out your mouth every day. I don't
Thank
care what cause you think you have, and when it's not no resolution to the cause other than some YouTube shit. This is not no
Right.
life or death situations.
you.
I done been
Mhm.
through life and death situations. So when what I mean, and a lot of the few of them in your chats right now. So I just had to come speak my mind because they don't even want to look at themselves and try to help the guy to get over his feelings and emotions. Sanetta done cuss many people murder out on YouTube. You don't see them doing this every day. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like once you make your point, there's nothing more you could do. But when you have an agenda, that's what it is. And I can't be nothing but be honest. That's the point. I can't do it. So everybody that's supposed to be a man and they just there like dummies, never saying nothing. But when somebody else from another platform do something, they want to criticize them. They want to tell them A, B, and C. But yet they doing the same thing. Like make
Thank
it
you.
make sense, bro.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm happy to see that y'all could get along. You guys could take criticism. You could listen to what somebody else have to say because you can't be telling everybody on YouTube what to say or what to do. But when somebody tell you something, oh, you're gonna do it your own way. Like,
Right.
and then what I mean? Like, bro, I don't know, making money, taking care of my family. I just spent like $200 on my daughter. On her hair. That's probably the only girl I would spend that much money on hair for. But
Right.
these are the things that make me happy. You see what I'm saying? So if YouTube is so beneficial to you that you have to be on it every day, 3 times a day, talking about the same old thing, then go ahead, bro. But at the end of the day, don't try to tell me I'm wrong because I was
Right.
right. I was right for over a year when I agree with you. You
Right.
see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And all the things I speak about, it's nothing disrespectful, it's just truth. The same things I saw, all the people in the chats saw it too. But they're not man enough to tell you. And it's
Right.
not the first time I saw it. People so busy on this YouTube thing, they don't have time for their family, they have time for their woman, even for their child.
Yeah.
Because their child be in the background coughing and crying that they have to cut the camera off to handle business every 5 minutes instead
Yeah.
of just getting up on YouTube and go live your life.
Right.
Positivity Positivity is the best thing for life, bro.
Yes.
Regardless if somebody did something wrong, you spoke on it 100 times already.
Exactly. a
You
hundred
know,
times the same way, same
yeah,
story. When
exactly.
what is
But
the end
because,
game?
yeah, and because I don't support no more, because all the time, he don't even know. I was just in my mind thinking, like, let him have it. Let him have it. But all the time, I'm thinking like it's some bullshit. But you see why I never said none? Because as soon as I said something, now I'm the enemy. Talking about apps. What we sound worse than these rappers and these street people. Apps on YouTube now? Like, bro, but
Right.
anyway, sisters, I just finished work. Like I said, what I'm saying, I'm a hustling man. I'm a single father. I stay busy so I don't get into problems. And that's what these people need to do. They need to find a life. And one of these days when I have time, we'll talk. I'll come back on. We'll, make up a topic and all of that. So we could get black people to look at themselves in the mirror. That's the number one
Absolutely.
thing. We are too much hypocrite to ourselves and to our own people. But anyway, I love y'all. Have a good day. I hope, just like Angie said the other day, when this brother come, he speaks the truth, and that's all I'm here to do. The same people that say they stand for truth, when you tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. So that's the end of the story. But okay, love y'all.
Shout out to you, bro.
Yep.
I,
Shout out to you.
I understand some other things may be included that I might have been lost on, but I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
you,
that's
bro.
why I'm just giving you the basics. You don't have to go into who the person is because there's a lot of them characters on YouTube as we see. So whoever feel like I'm talking about them, I'm probably is, and they probably need to check themselves. But anyway,
Shout out to the king for coming through.
Yeah, we appreciate your words of wisdom. We all definitely can relate to exactly what you're saying, and it doesn't make sense. And we look forward to, trying to do a bill with you, because our black people, when it comes to certain things, they are lost, and we can't deny that. And we talk
Right.
about the community, but the community holds certain people as the boogie monster. They hold the most gracious, humblest person in the worst light to paint them out to be the villain.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the villain gets away with being a thief in the night. The villain gets away with being a terrorizer, the monster, the boogeyman, and all these other things. And people turn a blind eye to that. Just because you are not friends with this person no more, just because you feel this person has a preference, a sexuality, or whatever the case is, you don't
Right.
agree about the relationship. That does not mean this person should instantly be a target in your mind. It's justified for you to make video after video. And like that young man said, or older man, that it justifies for you to spend time away from your children and your family, spending hours on YouTube like that. When I do see people do that as well, and I'm going to be honest, unless you have a big platform, unless it's your job, unless you're talking about something meaningful. When I see people spend hours and hours all day on YouTube like that, I do wonder in my mind, like, what's their family dynamic? Is
Right.
that child or that spouse or whoever that's in their life, are they being supported in the right way? Because YouTube can become addictive. You have to
Right.
know when to turn it off and turn it back on. And if you're not spreading a positive message of peace, and you're just part of the chaos, you're part of the toxicity, then what are you on here for?
Right.
What is the meaning behind what you're doing? And we're
Yes.
all at that age now. We have to be responsible and hold ourselves accountable as well. Are we a part of that? Are we encouraging that?
Yes. And then not only that, y'all, we have to look at the behavior. For years, Kevin has went to many platforms, whether it may be small or bigger than others. He has went to many platforms that were in question of accusations that has been brought up to him. And he's been speaking on them. He's been showing his side. He's been speaking his narrative, giving his truth, and giving insight on his perspective. Now, to me, that proves that he is really concerned about how these people may feel. He's really concerned about the information that people are receiving. He's really concerned about clearing his name. And so, when you have that type of understanding, then you have to see it for what it is, that these things that have been brought out about him are just not true. They're
He's
just
not
not.
hiding from it.
It's
He's
just not
clearing it.
true at all. And I don't know if StreamYard wants to give me the ability to play my video today, or if I should try again tomorrow. A shout out to everybody that came through, y'all. I know I wasn't saying a lot of names in the chat, but shout out to everyone for coming through. I love all of y'all, y'all. This is an open panel, open discussion. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to get some insight? Anybody need clarity? Or if anybody wants to give their observation, then most definitely are eligible to do that. And
Shout out to
um
Break Room as well. She definitely
yes,
said a mouthful and she broke
yes,
it down.
yes,
I
she
think
did.
I think everyone, like she said, if you're coming in this with a non-biased perspective and you're just seeing the overall information and viewing things for what they are, then you will see without a shadow of a doubt, this is antagonizing, this is stalking, this is bullying, this is all kind of things that do not add up to a bowl of fruit. It does not justify anything that this man has said that backs up the claims. It's no reason and excuse for this type of behavior to go on for years to where you don't have an end game. You're not proving anything. You're not coming forward with any type of claims. It's just things that get piled on more and more as time progresses. And for the reason behind, you're just upset or you're mad in the moment. And then, like she said, if you go back to that night at the house after the fruit, you still continue to look for your good friend. You were going to fight someone. You were in someone's face upset because you thought they did something to him. So if you really thought this man came on to you in that type of way, why would you go out of your way to protect him?
Right.
So we have to start using our own
Logic.
observation, our mind, and common sense, most importantly, to put the pieces to the puzzle together. And we have to
Right.
be fair all the way around. That
Yes.
does not justify anything that this man has told us through the videos, through him talking about this man's child. The newborn child, the day he was born, from his wives being disrespected, called out of their names. Nothing justifies anything that this man has done to him over the years. There's no justifying that.
I
Right
want
is
to
right
say,
and wrong is freaking wrong.
right. And I want to say this: there is no life status, no money, or anything of that should allow people to feel comfortable to mistreat a human being. Never. It is not fair because besides all titles that may have been placed on Kevin, he is a human too. He has feelings too. And he has a right to address his feelings as just as much as we do. We cannot hold somebody to a higher standard than we would hold ourselves. It doesn't matter what position that they have or role that they play in this life. It is not fair to anyone to be treated as if they're anything but a human.
Anything any less. Like,
It's not okay. We have to understand this. You get what I'm saying? Because uh feelings feelings are within everyone. Feelings are within everyone. And in the moment of emotions, of course, they may not respond in your favor, but understand the treatment that they have received as well. And so that we can figure out a way to move on. Move on.
and respect everybody as an individual in their feelings, and ask yourself this question as well. If you was put in that situation, you might have not even responded as gracefully as Kevin did over these years. You would not have came on calm and cool and collective and continued to work extremely hard, as well as debunk these accusations that you've
Yeah.
already did before.
And let
That's
me tell
not.
you, because a lot of people they like to, and I don't even mean to cut you off, Queen,
No, you
because
good,
you
sis.
and Break Room, y'all been breaking it down for me.
You
But
good, sis.
a lot of people like to throw in Bible quotes. A lot of people like to use quotes when it's in the moment of their favor. You know, when you look at my thumbnail, I put up a quote. You get what I'm saying? But here's the thing that we have to understand. If we're not living to certain Bible quotes that can kind of shame us or bash us or make us look wrong, then it's not fair to place Bible quotes on Kevin or anybody's life. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, it's hypocrites. Oh ye hypocrites. Because there's a Bible quote for everyone that can possibly need in correction of their life. You cannot use a Bible quote and then turn around and say, well, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. But to justify tearing this man down, you'll throw in a Bible quote.
But it also talks about forgiveness in the Bible. So what has this man done that was so shameful and hard and has hindered you from not doing what it says in the Bible, forgiving our neighbors? What
And
has he done that justifies all of this behavior that you have caused along the way and pain to this man and possibly his family? There's no excuse for that. These people are emotional terrorizers.
and
Period.
not only that, when Callie say, what are you doing for the community? I know we spoke about that a lot. You get what I'm saying? And so what I say is, I am the community. I am a voice within the community. I am of the community. I am a person too. I've needed help. I've given help. You get what I'm saying? I'm no better than anybody else who's required of food, donation of money, or needing a place of shelter. I am a person as
Absolutely.
well. And so when I speak on this topic, I am speaking in representation of my voice as part of the community. And
Absolutely.
what I am speaking of as far as being a reference of the community, is that I want the hatred and the hurt and the tarnishing of this man that I have observed to not be true, to just stop. To
And I
just
have to
stop.
piggyback off of something you said real quick, sis. Not to mean to cut you off, because I don't want you to go past the community. Like Tiffany said, it extends beyond just standing in line serving 37 homeless people. Some people are very prideful. They don't want to be on camera, and you don't want to put them on camera. Some people going to the gas station every time I go to a gas station in a certain neighborhood that has certain things at the store that I like. Someone asks for something and I help them out. Do you think I'm going to turn on my camera and say I'm giving back to the community? I consider that part of helping someone that's in a community. Just because it's not a community of a whole, that doesn't mean I'm not giving a handout. And that's not considered help. Day to day
And
in our life, we are giving back one way or another. If we have a platform and we choose to do good with that, we choose to spread a positive, meaningful message that will help someone, enlighten them, inform them in some type of way, then I consider that part of doing your job, doing something that's better and more profound with helping the community.
yes,
Besides just giving someone something for the moment to soothe
and
a
I'm a testament of that because I've said so many times that Kevin Wesley has helped me with his words, with his insight. I've stated that Lacey has helped me. Jamie has helped me. You get what I'm saying? And so when I see that, I'm like, well, what he did on his panels and in his content, it really did help me. I'm a part of the community too. Am I not a part of the community because I become a content creator? Is he not a part of the community because he became a content creator? We are all the community. That's what makes the community us. Nobody is separate from the community. Like we are all the community. Callie is community. Neo is community. Everyone is of the community. And once we realize that and stop trying to separate one another from the community, we'll start to realize, you know, we don't have to tear each other down. This is what we are doing to tear each other down. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people that say it was his insight that brought me to him. He affected my life in such a positive way. That's what brought me to him. But it is that moment that you have to remember to understand. You know, in a place of emotions or being upset, you know, you don't have to spread narratives and false accusations because you're upset on somebody who had done something positive to you in a moment. You're part of the community. He did something positive for you. What part of that are we not getting?
that shouldn't change or take away from that, like you said, because you're upset in a moment. So now this person is this person is that, this person is that. That's not fair to paint them in that bad light because you're in the heat of the moment, you're in your feelings.
He doesn't deserve it. A lot of people don't deserve the mistreatment. You get what I'm saying? If I place myself in the shoes, you get what I'm saying? I know,
Absolutely.
I know I don't deserve to be lied on. I know I don't deserve to have a lot of people being upset to me about accusations and information that I've tried to clarify, that I've tried to give light to, that I've tried to give my perspective on. You get what I'm saying? And it's just this refusal to hear me out because anything that I say or do, they find it as a justification not to hear me, not to understand me, not to even care to see that I'm giving my side. And that's so crazy to me because it's like if you are giving your side, if you are speaking about these things, it's because you care. He cared the entire time and it was never considered.
Facts. I definitely understand that. And it's like Do you go on and you allow all these bad things to be said about you when you've done so many right things, when you've done so many things to help your community as a whole, when you've put out so many positive messages, and it's one thing that a person do not agree with you about, that they have a problem with, now it takes away from all the right that you've done. And then when you decide to defend yourself, as you should, because your name is everything, and you spent so many years building that name for yourself, building that brand, it does not make it right for someone to come along the way that does not like you in that moment, and it gives them every right to do so, to defame you as a whole, to
When,
target you for years.
when I place myself in his shoes, it's kind of like they'll say we're supposed to build each other up. You're supposed to reach down and help lift someone up. But when I place myself in his shoes, it's kind of like it's so hard because when we join hands together, there's so many people who are doing it and not even realizing that they're like they force you, they try to pull you back down. They try to find a way to pull you back down. So I would become scared. I don't know if I should help bring anybody up because every time I reach out as far as a friendship or some type of relationship or communion or, bringing towards any unity, that they break away from me and they attack me. You get what I'm saying? It's like I was too, down with nothing, had nothing to my name. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And now that I'm up, now that I'm in a certain position, it's, oh, he thinks he's better, or he did this wrong, or he did this and he did that. It's like it makes me scared as a person. Like if I become great in life, is it going to be somebody out there to, make me seem as if I feel like I'm better than, or that I did this in a false way or in a wrong way? You get what I'm saying? Is it there going to be anybody out there who's going to characterize my efforts in bettering my life as problematic or injustifiable? You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
It's kind of like if there is no way to become successful or great, then what is the point of having that as a goal?
facts. And what is the point? What hurts probably the most, I would say, about situations such as this, you're going to have haters, whatever you do along the way. The more you become successful, the more you know who you are in life, and people are still trying to figure themselves out. They're going to be haters. Everyone is not going to like you, and that's understandable. What makes the situation even more complicating and disturbing is the same people that you reach to pull their hand up, the same people that sat at your table once, are the same people that are stabbing the knife in your back, are trying to provoke you, trying to attack your name and defame your character. That has to be the most terrible, it's heartfelt, just unimaginable thing ever, to just go through that. That's a nightmare itself. That's very traumatizing and triggering as well. And we expect someone to just continue to carry on as though life is good and that shouldn't matter. Well, it
Whether
does
I
matter.
have, whether I have or don't have, I'm still human.
Mm,
Whether regardless of my, I shouldn't have to remind people of my background, where I came from nothing. When my mother passed, I was a child. Me, my brother, and my sister, we had to make it on our own when we became teenagers. You get what I'm saying? My brother was selling his CDs out of his trunk. You know, I was during my health conditions and having my stomach removed and having ulcers and having bowel obstructions and having to get knots removed from my breast. You get what I'm saying? I was still trying to move. I was still trying to motivate. I was still trying to build. And all of these things came along within the timeline. And now that I'm here, now that I've made it to a certain point that people can see that my efforts were in successful lighting, now I'm still a bad person. Now I'm a horrible person person. Now I'm being uh, portrayed in a negative light on so many platforms, and people are stating that they know me. People are stating that I've done wrong to them. People are stating that the things that hurt them, you get what I'm saying, is causing them all to believe such negative things about me that I don't perceive about myself. You know, V. Bennett asked the question, how many years has Callie been attacking Kevin? Callie and Kevin have been at odds, and Callie has had these accusations. I want to say, if not almost or about 6 years now. And shout out to Brother Heru. Exactly. Everybody makes mistakes or trust the wrong people. V. Bennett says, what did Kevin do to Neo X to deserve her negative attention? Was she correct about Kevin Wesley? Why don't people tell her to stop? Is she correct? My understanding of the between Neo and Kevin is Neo said that she was a follower of him in his work. And then she got on a panel with him one time. They had a disagreement about the treatment about somebody else on the panel and how he treated her. She was affected by that. She did say that she did let that go. That wasn't the major problem. The major problem was that Kevin Wesley was on Sinetta's platform, and he stated certain things that she disagreed with, and that's what made her further believe that he was false and not necessarily true. And this is just like, do I have to ask the people how they feel before I express myself, or do I have to ask the people how they feel before I go on different panels? Like, how do I know that you are upset with this person? How do I know that you don't like my outlook on certain things? You get what I'm saying? When it was my outlook on certain things that brought you to me in the first place. And I don't believe that she is correct at all based upon my observation. I hope that she doesn't take offense. A lot of people feel attacked when you bring up their names, and that's not what I'm meaning in this moment, right? And so Texas says, do your own research and stop asking the same questions. That's how you get the real answer to your question and not just conjecture. Exactly. We all have to do research, and I tell everybody, don't take my observation or anybody else's observation as golden. Sometimes you got to do research for yourself and get your own observation and understanding of things, you guys. Does Angie and Ashley know Kevin very well? As a
Absolutely.
I know his insight, I know his light, I know his understanding is, especially with the content that he has placed out. Have I ever met Kevin? Just like Neo has never met Kevin in person. I've never met Kevin in person. Is you get what I'm saying? Uh, I have bought his books. I'm trying to read his book, just like reading V Bennett's books. You get what I'm saying? And Callie has met Kevin in person. You get what I'm saying? And so when he comes up with accusations, a lot of people may feel, more strong to believe his more so than anybody else's because they have actually met in person. And that's what led me to look at his information, to look at, the claims that he placed out so that I can get a full understanding of where Callie was coming from. And so I
Okay,
did
can
that
I
on.
say something?
I'm
Angie, sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry.
You okay? I have not met him personally as well, but I have communicated with Kevin. And before I've communicated with Kevin, I was compelled to speak up for him, just covering a saga. They started to unfold, and when I saw this man started to get attacked, I did my own research, just like Texas said. And when I started to do my research, things just wasn't adding up. I started to ask people from the saga to, hey, have you saw this? This is going on. They are attacking this man. And, the Truth saga kind of was coming to an end. And I really wanted people to just see that this was going on for years, and when I began to cover it and I had questions for him about it, that's when I got to know Kevin, not up close, but a little more personal on a intimate level, far as friend, and got a chance to feel for myself that Not only this man lives what he preaches, but he's a good person and he's very humble. And he has not changed his heart. His heart is still the same. He still helps his community. He still cares about people. That's why he cares about clearing up his name. That's why he cares about false accusations going out about him and not having a voice of reason of clearing that up, because he's worked so hard to do so much right. So I can relate to him on so many different levels. You know, I covered the saga about his brother, but I walked out getting to know Kevin as a friend. And, I throughout covering the saga, I'm not gonna lie, I lost a lot. If I knew I would go back. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. I stood for what I believed in was right, and I got a chance to meet somebody amazing. So I walked out of the saga actually meeting two amazing people, Angie as well as Kevin. So I'm grateful for that. But anybody can see for themselves, just getting a feel for somebody, if their personality is still the same and it doesn't change up. You can see that this person is truly who they are. Like, it doesn't change. Yes, maybe outside of the camera, off the camera, whatever, in the household, things change, but the energy doesn't lie. The aura doesn't lie. The family around each other, no one's nervous. Everybody is just naturally vibing. That's
That's
not
right.
going to lie. And the
Right.
knowledge is there itself. So when you see this for yourself, and then we see people that come on that are angry, that are continuously attacking this man and defaming his character, morally inside, you are compelled to speak up. How could you not? I have a platform. Angie has a platform. Somebody has to be the voice of reason, for crying out loud. We are a whole as a community. This is not right. And when your heart tugs at you to feel that way, I relate to this man. I relate to people silencing, not speaking up. I
Right.
relate to being target attacked. I can relate and I understand how he feels. And if
Right.
I can do anything for somebody that I can relate to, it is to be that voice of reason. It is to speak up when I know in my heart that you didn't do this. And not only that, but the evidence does not lie.
Right.
So, me as a decent human being was compelled to do the right thing. And that's when me and Angie connected together as well. We share that same heart. We share that same feeling, that energy, that vibe. We want everyone to be okay. But most importantly, we are for the truth.
And this is the thing. And because I've noticed it in my short time of content creating. I noticed that, a lot of people are met online. Kevin and Callie met each other online. A lot of the people that have made statements of Kevin, they only know him based off being online, right? And so my heart cries because it's like it kind of scars you. It kind of traumatizes you to a point where you don't want to meet anyone online. You don't know if people have real intentions for you online. You get what I'm saying? Even with Ashley, you get what I'm saying? And us meeting each other online. And so it's kind of like it takes me back into a place where now I want to prove that I'm a good person, and I feel like it's deserving to them, and especially, Kevin and Ashley, because when you meet people online or when you meet people in general, you think that they have good intentions based upon their presentation of themselves in the beginning. But
Mhm.
throughout the time, you see someone just transition into this person that's just so angry towards you.
Mhm.
And they say so many hurtful things about you. And you become scared. You become you get to a place where you no longer believe that people have good intentions, or that they're not coming across to you without malicious intent or without selfish intent. And it's so hurtful to have that feeling. And I just ask that everyone place yourself in these shoes, place yourself in this position. You come across somebody and you think that they're a good person, so you open up with open arms, and before you know it, out of nowhere, you guys that have this hatred towards each other because of things that have been said, things that have been done, and it scars you. It's like I'm scared to be a human now. I'm scared to be a person now. I don't want to go out. I don't want to meet people. I don't want to socialize because I don't want to be hurt anymore.
Traumatizing, very
And
traumatizing.
and when I place myself in his shoes, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because it's so many people out here, and I get it. It's so many people out here who go day to day without, right? But they never. A lot of people aren't considering that Kevin has had that life as well. And now he's in a place where he's become better because all of his efforts of success, he's gotten to a point of success. And people are looking at that as if it's a bad thing when it's something that we all want for ourselves.
Absolutely. And you guys, look, I understand you might have disagreements in the comments, but please, you guys, let's put it aside today. I don't want you guys beefing.
No,
I value both of you guys' opinion, and as well as Angie. Absolutely. Both of you have strong voices. You both are strong supporters, and your opinion matters. And I don't want, as well as Angie, we don't want you guys having disagreements. I hope that you guys can come to a common ground where you agree to disagree. And, just like people that we come in contact with in our day to day life, like Angie said, you be hurt and you're so traumatized. Even though this is online, this is your life being played out in front of hundreds of people. It could be millions. Eventually,
mhm,
it could be thousands. This is the information that is put out there in front of the world to see if they choose to, right? So you always have to place or imagine if you were in these people's shoes and how you would feel if that was done to you. And one thing I've always stood on and I've been taught, if it doesn't work out, then just go about your way. But all that slandering, all those claims, and all those things, that isn't necessary and that doesn't justify any of that wrongdoing. That to me being the person I am, I pay attention to character. And I would think the person that is saying the things about you that was once cool with you, I would question their integrity. I would question their loyalty. I would question their morals as an individual versus the claims that they're saying about you, especially if they've been debunked, especially if there's no valid proof or no evidence for you to be trolling someone for all this time.
no,
I would look at you in a different light, like morally. And then if you think that's okay, maybe you need to check yourself morally. Maybe you need to check your conscience. Maybe something is not right with you.
right. You guys don't call each other out of each other's names, okay? I don't know. I guess I gotta scroll up. I don't know what's going on, but you guys, come on. Let's stick to the topic at hand, and let's try our best not to
Be
be
brothers and
angry towards each
sisters.
other. You know what? I want to have a discussion to try to get some clarity and peace with some of our fellow content creators and subscribers to kind of see what may be going on that I may have missed out on. But you guys, you know, um,
Angie live jumping tonight with some beef in it. I ain't gonna lie. Oh,
most
this
love to everyone.
man.
Like, you guys are amazing to me for supporting me, and I appreciate it. I understand that we may have differences, you guys, but let's come to a common ground, because this is about love, and we don't want to further we don't want to have further emotions towards each other. V Bennett in Texas, I know that you guys have history as far as uh the content, and the feelings that you guys have towards
One
specific
another.
topics that you
Mhm.
guys have come across. You get what I'm saying? And I very well, I honor you both feelings. You get what I'm saying? And maybe we should have a topic discussion about that on the panel to try to come to some type of clarity, if you guys are willing for that or not. I'm
To
not
move
sure.
forward to where
and
we
and
don't
what
have to beef.
And what I'll do is I'll get both of you guys' perspectives on that just to see, what's going on, get some insight, play some catch up. You get what I'm saying? Um, but it's, like when it comes to Kevin and his story, it's a story like none other, because it's not so often that you see these things happen. you know it's so many other major platform people that have accusations as well. Um but when I looked into Kevin's, I saw things that to me, with my observation, was just not justifiable, not true whatsoever. And so with me making my content, I'm giving my observation to give some clarity on things that people can see for themselves, or would make them interested enough to go, research and get an understanding for themselves, because it's not about choosing or being in favoritism. It's not about attacking anyone. It's not about anything like that. It's about truth, honesty. You get what I'm saying? And not allowing someone to, be painted in a light that's not real.
And most
Um,
importantly, clarity. That's what
right.
we all need about a lot of these situations that go on without people not speaking on them. I was very proud. I know that Angie has been covering and debunking these things as well, but to see Break Room come on here and she knocked it down pin by pin, I was
Yeah.
proud to hear her. Somebody else that has a voice, has a platform, that's looked in closely, to be able to call out BS for what it was. And that's what we need to do as a whole, as supporters as well as content creators. We cannot allow this type of behavior to go on. This is somebody that has helped his community, that has put in the footwork, that has put a
Right.
blueprint out here, that we
Right.
have saw in action. And his
Right.
craft speaks for itself, from his family to his well-mannered children to his calm wives to the way he behaves and conducts himself as a whole. So how can we paint this person in a bad light when they've done so hard, like Angie said, that has came from nothing to something? So now he thinks he's better than no one. I mean, thinks he's better than everyone.
I
No.
sense his aura in his content, and you can do that. You can feel someone's aura through the content, right? And when I sense
Absolutely.
his aura through the content, he's a genuine soul. He's a good soul. And I don't even think that any of these accusations should have ever existed on his name,
Gotten this
because
far.
you know what I'm saying, because his heart is so pure, it's so big. You get what I'm saying? And you can sense that through, you don't even have to know him as a person. You can
Mm.
know him through the content that he places out. And there's nothing that's scamming about giving positive content. It's nothing that's hurtful about his content that can hinder someone in their life, that can basically, a lot of his information is his observation, his understanding. And he just places that information out to see if anyone can relate, or if it helps anyone in a positive aspect. That nothing about that is fraudulent. All of that is positivity. That is the very thing that I'm doing right now, giving my insight, giving my observation, hoping the betterment of everyone with this information. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't mean that I've done anything wrong. And in truth be told, it is more helpful to the community as well, because they don't have to carry things in the light based upon information or accusations that they may have heard.
Right. They don't have to question it, or they don't have to go back through. When you put the blueprint there, when you've debunked these things, they should be able to have access to that. So I think it's very important that you have these discussions that may even be uncomfortable to other people, to ask questions when you've already done the research. Shout out to Break Room for coming back. Hey
Bring
sis.
room, come back up if you want to, Queen. Let me drop the link.
But I think that Angie, you were placed in this situation for a reason. And I'm grateful to have you. I'm grateful to have you by my side. And I
Thank
say that a million times. You truly are a blessing.
because everything is love. Everything is love. You get what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? And once we get that understanding, it makes it easier for all of us, to find love, to understand what love is, to be able to, give love to those who we may feel don't necessarily understand what love is. Love is honesty, love is truth, love is patience, love is kindness, love is integrity. Love is, motivational. Love is inspirational. Love is placing ourselves in the shoes of others, to be able to identify where they may be and how they may feel of different perceptions and understandings. You know,
Absolutely.
we're all not rich. We're all not poor. We're all not middle class. We're all not skinny. We're all not fat. We're all not short. We're all not tall. You get what I'm saying? But if we are able, in love, to consider those who are in those places, you get what I'm saying, or place ourselves in their shoes to see it from their point of view. That's what I call dropping down your own perspective or your own perception to consider someone else's. In this moment,
Facts.
like, I like, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I place myself in Kevin's shoes, like, honest to God, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And so, that's why it's like, I want to give my observation on this. I want to give my insight on this. I want to clear up some of the confusion, because if it was me, if it was anybody, it's like, no one wants this for themselves. So why is it that it's okay to have it for him?
Absolutely.
Shout out to the break room 411. If you haven't subscribed, you missing out. The queen is real.
Definitely.
And
Um, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put you in the corner, V Bennett in Texas. Y'all going their time out. I'm gonna spank y'all a hand. I'm gonna take away y'all snack for today. I'm gonna take away y'all juice, drink, all of that. Y'all not getting y'all chocolate. Y'all on time out. Y'all in the comment section wilding. And out of all people on Angie channel, the one that say love, y'all should have came on my channel last week when I was wilding. But I'm just making light of the situation. We have to come to a common ground, you guys. And it's the word that Kevin tells me. Agree to disagree. You understand? But move on. We're not going to always agree with someone else's perspective, what someone else might be feeling, what they're going through, but always just say, okay, I can imagine. Try to. And then when you can imagine, then maybe your perception will change why this person does or might feel the way they do.
right.
But now, since we're not, like the word Angie said, a lot of people are not comfortable with the word love. So they don't understand how to love or treat our neighbor. So if it's something that's uncomfortable to them, then they just dismiss it. It becomes a target. They don't like it. They don't understand it because they don't want to acknowledge it. And I think that's wrong and it's not right.
I
Hey,
love
arguing while y'all talking love. Patient love, this guy got me on the floor. Me too, break. And
I
they going
honestly, I
in,
don't even
breaking.
know. I don't even. I honestly, I want to know the background, because okay, when I first met V, I
Wait,
came
Angie,
on.
we'll come back. You hear me, please? That'll
Right.
be another
Okay, okay.
day.
I'll come back and I'll give the history on that, and so that
Yeah.
we can come to a closure. You get what I'm saying? I definitely wanted to speak on the topic with King Kevin and give insight, and I also wanted to play this video, y'all, but my computer StreamYard, it just kept booting me out, and I don't even know what happened to it, but hopefully I'm coming back tomorrow to show that video so you guys can get some insight as far as Kevin feels, because when I looked at it, I was just like, oh man, I'm blown away. You get what I'm saying? Every time I look at his information, y'all, it's like it's amazing. His intellect is beautiful. Um, you get what I'm saying? But you get to see it from his point of view, and I think we can start to analyze some of his perspective as far as the things that he may feel. You get what I'm saying? And maybe have a place of understanding when it comes to that, And you know,
I understand.
yeah.
Shoot. I imagine, I know, I understand all the above. But
Right.
I do think that, whatever going on down there can be worked out. And if you do, on another day, on another note, is willing to talk to these two and they come to a common ground, I agree with you, Angie.
I
Even
might
if it
need to
take a
come back
half
and
an
do
hour.
another live.
Yeah. Take a
Yeah,
half an hour.
I,
Let's come
I
on,
could
y'all.
do
We both obviously, we all obviously are here for a reason. And one of those reasons is either if we're trying to find out what's going on with Kevin, what happened, what's the backstory, or the truth. We're still on Angie's platform, on in this chat, in this live at this moment. So we have some type of agreement and understanding to the somewhat similarities of the reasoning behind us being here. So
it.
we're on the same team somewhat. So we
Yep.
can't be beefing with our team. We are more
Right.
solid, strong as one.
Well,
And we're not going to agree about everything.
V Bennett in Texas, they got a little bit of a history of knowing each other. You
Yeah,
get what
I
I'm
know,
saying?
but I'm saying
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they still in this live for some similarities based off of the belief of Kevin Wesley. So we can at least come to the common ground of knowing that. You get me?
Right.
Or trying to seek the information, a better understanding of Kevin. One
Let
of the
me ask
two.
this. Let me ask this. How is everybody feeling about Kevin Wesley since we came into the discussion of clearing his name? How does everybody feel about the accusations that they may have heard about him? How do you guys feel about him, as far as even a person? And maybe let's see if we can get some clarity on that as well. And maybe see what we can go from that too. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cause y'all, like, he's a really cool person, and he's down to earth. His insight is great. I know a lot of people may have been upset about some of the ways that he responded, but truth be told, you guys, if everybody got to place yourself in his positions, like, these accusations are offensive. These moments that he's feeling, it's offensive. You know what I'm saying? So uh and when we have these moments even for ourselves, sometimes we got to understand, like, yeah, I probably would have responded the same way, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally, I don't see anything wrong with how he felt, in certain aspects of trying to clear his name, like being upset, being disgusted with some of the accusations, being in feeling as if he was being insulted.
Exactly. Absolutely. And we have to think about this as well. Like we said earlier, how many times can someone poke you to the point of you're going to get that response? How many times can I ignore this? How many times can I allow someone to defame, to speak on me in a bad way? People are going to automatically believe that because I had somewhat of a dealing with you or history with you. even though it's old. So, of course, I have absolutely every right sometime, if defending myself and some bad words are exchanged, whether you agree with me or you see me pursuing my higher purpose, you see me speaking on positivity, you see me reaching people, you see me putting out content, positive things. It speaks for itself. But if I'm in the moment to react to my queen's being disrespected, my child being spoken on in a malicious way, as though I shouldn't put pictures of my son up, that's not right for me to do. And not
Mm,
only you are offending me, but you are targeting another individual, another mother, another queen, and so many more things that I could name. If I acted out of pocket when my wives was disrespected, as well as my newborn, as well as my family, then I am unapologetically sorry for that. I will be the villain in that moment for protecting what's mine at all costs. Period.
right. Shout out to the love coming through. Cause I was upset, and when I saw the baby picture because, I understood uh Chief Cali was saying that it was accusations that he was trying to share about them exploiting their child, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've came into defense for that, and I wouldn't mind going into more detail about platforms and giving everybody insight on how platforms run. I was definitely in defense as far as my observation because nothing that Kevin or Lacey has done has has been malicious or in any intent to exploit their newborn baby. You guys, when those accusations came out, uh Prince Amit was only a day old. 1 day. He wasn't even out of the hospital yet before it was, oh, he's sick, or um they made, when Lacey made the page, oh, they're exploiting their newborn child. No, that's not fair to her as a first time parent. That's not fair to them as as parents to newborns. That is never okay, and nothing about that is baby exploitation. And then to post a picture up and state, well, somebody sent it to me, is not a good enough excuse for you to actually post it. And then, you're deflecting from your own accountability because what is it that I don't care what anybody sends to me. If I would never post something like that on my page, and then I know that he probably feels as if, well, they're trying to make it seem like, what I'm saying is bad because of that. And I'm just like, no, what you're doing is bad, period. You get what I'm saying? What
You
you're
shouldn't
doing is
speak on a
wrong,
child at
period.
all. You shouldn't speak on a child being born. You shouldn't speak on a child's alleged condition. You could offend other mothers that possibly have a child in that condition, fathers. You shouldn't criticize her for posting pictures of her child being proud. This is her first child sharing a moment. She has a platform, calling that exploitation. It's so many things that has been taken away from Lacey and robbed from her that should have been precious moments that she shared with the world as well throughout her pregnancy from the beginning. And now we're at this point in her journey where her son is months down the line, and now he's being the center of this target, this frustration, this confusion amongst his father and this man. And the father even wants to, even though he's not wrong, come to some type of common ground to where this man can get some type of peace, enough of, even if it's not clarity all the way around, but just to move on. I don't have to speak on you. You don't have to speak on me. And it seems to be these two main people came to this platform, and even being a content creator, when you step into a platform with a lot of people in there, you don't jump in with that type of energy. You sit back, you pay attention, you listen to what's going on first. Now, if your name is spoken upon in that moment, then that's a different story and you come up on that energy. But just to come up there and people are talking positive things and they saying, forget it, move on, let it go. Come on, you guys, let's be the bigger person. And you just come in here, don't do it, don't do it. You shaking hands with Satan. That's not cool. You being upset is not even that valid enough for you to justify this man to continue antagonizing, continue terrorizing, continue bringing down this man's character for many, many years down the line. It's been going on long enough. And whether he's upset with him, whether you had private conversations with him, whether you did not agree with certain things he did and how he moved, it doesn't justify this type of poor behavior as an individual. Someone that has a platform that is using it in a negative way to shine a negative light on not only this man, but his family as well. And that's not cool. And anybody with any type of decency will put aside whatever your judgment was, whatever you feel about his relationship, whatever you agree with that's right and wrong, and say, morally, I will not support this. Morally, I don't think it's cool. And I applaud Amora for what she tried to do that day, and her, whether she had a relationship with them based off of her disagreements with Kevin throughout the saga. She was in that moment and she said no more, and she stood her ground on her platform. And I respect that. And this is not bashing either one of those people. This is just trying to give them an understanding of the type of behavior that they're doing, and it's not justified and it doesn't make it right.
That's
And they
right.
need to be able to come to some type of end game in their mind to where they realize that this has to stop. It's not okay. This is a man that has feelings, that has wives, that has kids. If they can see this online, who will want their child to see their parent being talked to, talked down upon, being shined in a bad light, their newborn sibling being talked about? People don't take in account of all your behaviors that you're doing. That's wrong. It's not just that person you're terrorizing. It's the people behind that family that's standing strong for that person, that's helping hold them up, that's behind the scenes with them, that's feeling that motion and that pain as well. Your reaction, your action is causing so many things behind the scene with these people and their family that's going in play. It's not just this person you're hurting. You're hurting several individuals because you're in the moment of expressing yourself as you should be able to. But
Right.
express yourself in a way of not such discard, not such hate, not such anger and animosity.
Right.
You can disagree with someone, but do
And how
not let that disagreement come off to the point of where you're being angry and vicious behind it with malicious intent. Sorry, Angie.
no, you good. You good. And it's like, how long does it take, for someone to you know be overdoing something? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, you want to get to a point where you don't have to carry that type of anger or hurt within yourself, and then state that you're doing that for other people. You holding on to anger is not helping anyone. It's not even helping yourself. You get what I'm saying? And then not only that, but if we're going to do things for other people, then we have to be able to consider the things that we may be doing in our own lives that are not appeasing, that are not pleasing. So we become better, we do better. It's not let's point the finger at this person and be upset with their every move, and be upset with what they're going on, what they have going on, and explain that to everyone how we feel like they should be, treat it as if they're wrong, but disregard what I'm doing in my own personal life. Disregard how I'm going about it, how I'm responding, how I'm speaking, how I'm behaving myself. Disregard that so that we can just continue to look at this person and try to make it seem as if they're doing something so horrible that's hurtful to others. When in fact it is us that is causing harm not only to ourselves but to the very people who are considering or listening to what we're saying. You get what I'm saying? If I'm going to speak about somebody not doing anything right, then I need to make sure that my ducks are in a row myself. You get what I'm saying? As a leader or as a person that professes what a leader should look like or what a leader should do or be, then I should be able to carry myself in that way so that people can see my light as an example. You get what I'm saying? If I'm not being an example myself, then I have no reason or no way to be the one to point out to someone else what they should be or what they shouldn't be.
Facts. You cannot point out someone's character flaws and hold them to the highest regard and try to paint everything that they're doing in a negative light if while you're doing this, you're targeting this person while you're doing this. You're doing it in a negative way. You're not shining any type of evidence that justifies what you have to say about them. You're not doing it even in a tasteful way. You're doing it so negative and you're dragging people in it. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to approach this situation, like Angie's sister said, make sure your ducks are in a row. Make sure you're walking a straight, narrow line. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do before you start judging someone else.
And it's one thing that I wanted to speak of, and I hope that Neo doesn't get offended. I hope that nobody gets offended. But Callie speaks of uh Kevin's newborn child, right? But
Hmm.
Neo is in a relationship with her partner, and her child has disabilities as well. So when you look at that, it's like when I point at Kevin, I can say this is his karma, and it's hurtful. You get what I'm saying? How if it's not okay to say that about a newborn child, it's not okay to say that about anybody's child. Because if I was Neo, I would be offended because my partner has a child with disabilities, right? That's not fair. So now my partner should feel punished because of her child's life. Like, do people even consider the things that they're saying with the intent to slander someone that they may be affecting the very people that they're standing next to?
Hmm.
You
And
get what
those
I'm
people
saying?
turn away from that and they say, well, they're not talking about me. They actually should be offending you. And to watch some of these people when they get ready to do videos on him and they're live and you can see their faces, it's like they get a thrill out of slandering him. They're eating on live, they smile and their eyes are lighting up. I never saw anything like it. It's a hurtful sight to see. And like you said, how can you not be offended if you are attached to this child and you're a part of this child life as a mother figure, some type of role model, some type of influence over this child, and you watch your partner and the challenges that are with having a disability as a child and what lies ahead possibly. And for you to see and share these moments that are intimate and private behind the scene, and for this man that you allowed to share a platform with you as well as mine, say those things about Kevin's child, and you sit there and you're okay with that. How can that not strike a nerve or an emotion for you to say, at least on that note, please don't speak on any type of child that has any type of disability? It's not right, bro. And to
That
say it as a in a karma way, you're not only offending Kevin, but you're offending several other people. That child possibly has disabilities that could have been perfect their whole life. And their child come out like that. That just means God knew that that child needed those parents in that moment. Those parents were the special enough parents to get that child because they knew they were going to love them with that extra care. Everybody is not as fortunate to go to loving and devoting parents such as Lacey and Kevin, just to see them with their child, loving and kissing and praising on their child. It's just so heartfelt. Just melts my heart.
it
And
gets
God,
it
oh,
get it no, you are right, Queen. I'm sorry for interrupting you because
no, you okay, love.
you really be speaking from a place of wisdom and love. It's like it gets to a point where, we gotta see the hypocrisy. You get what I'm saying? Because we can
Mhm.
bash someone all day long about the way that they choose to live their lives, and we'll find so many things to justify it, especially Bible quotes and things of that sort, right? You get what I'm saying? But when we take a moment to look at ourselves, and this is what consciousness is, to become aware of self. When you become more aware of self, then you start to realize that some of the things that I am upset with about someone else is not necessarily fair, especially with the way that I choose to live my life and have my understanding based on certain things and aspects, right? You get what I'm saying? Because with the Bible you'll say, or with marriage, you'll say you can only marry one person. You get what I'm saying? And because Kevin has two wives, but then you have people who can have a certain feeling towards homosexuality. You get what I'm saying? They say, well, you're not supposed to be a homosexual. You get what I'm saying? So we're pointing the finger because of certain things that people choose to carry out within their lives, as if what I'm doing is better than what they're doing, or what I'm doing makes more sense than the next person. You get what I'm saying? At some point, some of these accusations that are being placed out upon this person, or some of the excuses to believe these accusations that are being placed out on these persons, is hypocritical, and it's it gets to a point where it doesn't make any sense. You have to realize that some people are just speaking from a place of emotions and not necessarily considering the logic behind what they're stating. Consciousness is awareness. It's the ability to see oneself, and that way they can be able to carry out their life and understanding for others. You get what I'm saying, based upon how they have seen themselves. If I'm doing something that is not necessarily justifiable in a certain aspect, then it's not fair of me to judge you for what may not be justifiable as well. And not only that, but Kevin, Lacey, and Jamie, their union is not necessarily frowned upon as far as biblical terms. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, because we live in a country that is based on a one person marriage does not make it evil, because there's plenty of countries who understand having wives and having unions of polygamy and things in that sort. And it's not an unpopular thing as we think. It's just not something that you necessarily see on an everyday basis. And that does not make someone evil. That does not make someone wrong. If you choose homosexuality, that doesn't make you evil. That doesn't make you wrong. You get what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
it comes a point where you got to realize the tit for tat. Because I can see the wrong in you with your relationship, but I don't want anybody to see the wrong in mine. It's not a fair game.
And think about this too, Sister Angie, like you pointed out the child situation. And he keep trying to stress that Kevin is gay or question Kevin's sexuality. Like as though something is wrong with that. You but he's on your platform and you are gay or lesbian. So you have to think about all these things. Like you said, it's hypocritical and it's not right when you're going above and beyond to point out the things about this person and everything that you're trying to turn into a negative. It's the same thing that this person lives with and this person is battling behind the scene. So how can that be okay to judge Kevin and paint him in this light, in this bad picture, and these are all the negative traits about him? But this is your life and we all know it for sure, and you've spoken on it. So what does that say about him judging you? What does that say about his character and how he truly feels about your beliefs, about what you believe in, what you think is okay, and your life partner and your child? So you have to think about all that and take all that in account when you rock with somebody and you decide no matter what they say or do, just because we have one thing in common, and that is the dislike for this person, then
Just saying
I'm not
things,
going to correct you on anything else. That's not cool. What you say,
just
sis?
just saying things to hurt someone is not necessarily fair, because that means that you're speaking out of a place of hurt, and it's not necessarily anything of logic to make anyone feel as if they should not support this person. We all have different roles in life. We all have our own journeys. So when you point out something and you place a judgment on someone that you can't necessarily stand in on your own, you become a hypocrite. That is literally what a hypocrite is. It's not okay. It's not fair. It's not even playing a field because he has a certain life status. All of a sudden, he's supposed to be the one that walks the path and not you. You have the right to bash him or mistreat him because you're not in that specific place. It shows the limits that you placed on yourself and not on him, not him at all. You
Even
know,
with the disability of the man that came on Kevin's panel willingly. And he claims that Kevin hunted him down. For think about this. How would Kevin know what guy worked with Callie at a nursing home? Think about that. How would Kevin be able to dig up who Callie worked for, what person years ago, and be able to get in touch with this person and say, hey, I want to invite you here? And then you point out this man disabilities and you say he exploited this man. How dare you? How dare you? You're saying that just because this man has a disability, he does not have the right to come on a platform and express how he feels and be able to vocalize that, and everyone understands and be able to relate to that because he
right?
has a disability.
Stating that he has a mental condition, but here's the truth of the matter. If he had a mental condition, then he would not be able to run his own platform that he is having. He would not be able to correspond in communication with people, effective communication and understanding and typing and things of that sort. So you're placing a disability on him that is not present, that he does not have. And I know that it offends him because it's not fair. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, but Chief Cali, he's been in a relationship with his what he states as a fiance for years now. They're not married. So to speak on Kevin's relationship as if, you know, what Kevin is doing anything wrong, you know, Callie, where is the wrong in what you're doing with your relationship? Why isn't that you haven't made your
An
fiance an
honest
honest
woman.
woman?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody has so many Bible quotes and so many statements to tear someone else down, but they're not living to the very standard that they hold someone else to.
Upset about Kevin being with two women. But like Sister Angie said, you've been with one for 10 years and you have not made her an honest woman, and allegedly you're with someone else on the side. So is Kevin wrong for committing to both of these two women and only these two women publicly and displaying that love and affection and making the unit submittifying it? He's wrong for that? Or
Right,
should he do with what you do of the relationship, not only not commit but do your thing on the side as well and juggle two women or more?
right.
What makes your situation any better than his? At least his women understand, approve, and know what they're getting into, and they signed up and they agreed to it.
We
But
gotta
you're
get
sneaking
to
around doing yours.
right. Because we gotta get to a place of reality where things start to make more logical sense. Like you can't down someone for something that you're not doing yourself. You can't mistreat someone because of things that you can't hold yourself accountable for either. You get what I'm saying? If it's okay for you to do certain things in your life journey, your choices, then it's okay for him to have his as well. You get what I'm saying? It makes no
Absolutely.
sense to spread this narrative about this person as if he's a horrible person. But you know, not understand and see the light where people can carry that same thing out towards yourself.
Hmm. It just bothers me more than anything, the defaming of someone's character just because you've had a great experience with this person, or someone else might have not had such a great experience. That does not mean that he has to be painted in this negative light to everyone you come in contact with. You have to share this information with everyone to make him look so bad. That to me is a terrible thing to say. Now, it's one thing if someone asked you what happened, and we've all been asking for many, many years, and we still haven't had a correct, solid answer for this frustration, this confusion, this slandering, and so many more things. We don't have a solid answer for that, but it doesn't justify either way it go for you to continue on the way that you are and to want to paint him in this bad light. Everybody should be mad at him this way. Just like
Everybody,
Laura says, she moving on, but you're not ready to move on. Why not?
everybody has to be able to be the one to place the mirror in front of themselves. Have I done this wrong? Have I responded wrong? Have I behaved wrong? Am I living a certain light that anybody can place judgment on? Would I consider this to be fair to do that to someone else? You get what I'm saying? If it's not fair, it's not fair. Nothing that Kevin has done has been in a negative effect to anyone's personal life, to anyone's mental, to anything. He has not manipulated anyone in any form or aspect. He has not proclaimed to be better than the next. He has not done anything negatively to anyone for them to go around and believe certain accusations. Now, is he human? Has he made emotional responses towards certain people when it came to certain subjects? Yes, but we have all done that. And we can't use that as a basis as to why we consider what has been said about him to be true.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Shout out to you, Queen. Y'all, I want to come back tomorrow. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with my StreamYard. I'm gonna do a rehearsal before I come online to see if the video will play. I'm going to show Kevin's perspective on this interview, you guys, and I want everyone to tune in to see it. Thank you all for coming through. You get what I'm saying? Uh,
Absolutely.
Queen, is there anything else you want to go through and speak on?
No, I think you've covered the bases, and I look forward to your video tomorrow.
Yes, y'all come through, support, show love. I think I might do a separate live to see what's going on with all of my fellow supporters and get some clarity, y'all, because I really don't know and I really truly want to get to the bottom of it. See if I can possibly be a mediator and come in between some of the friction that you guys may have. But y'all just let me know. Y'all want me to do that right now after I close this live? Put it in the comments if y'all up for that.
Because
Um,
Texas says she open to
she
it.
she's open to it. Okay, so
But I don't
y'all
know
give.
about like right now, but she said she is. They can put it in the comment section, like you
I
said.
can come back in like 5 minutes if you guys are down for that.
Angie said if you guys want her to help try to assist to bring some type of clarity to the situation and step in and be some type of help, then she will be more than willing to do so.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that, y'all.
Because we love to see the support and the people in the comments, being so positive and uplifting and coming here to hear the information.
Yeah, cause I've been reading the comments and I've been seeing you guys differences between each other, and I wouldn't mind you know um having a topic about that, but I do want to keep this topic in defense for King Kevin and his beautiful queens Lacey and Jamie.
Absolutely.
Well,
Okay.
y'all,
She
I'm go
said,
live anyway. Yeah, what you think, Queen? You coming back with me? I know we were supposed to go live on your channel.
it's okay, sis.
So you down with that? You coming back with me?
Of course.
Oh, thank you. And let's see if we can help mediate some things.
What about V Venom? Are you down, V Venom?
V Bennett, you
I
coming
said V
down?
Venom.
You coming through, bro?
Right.
Whew. Let's go ahead and end this. I'm gonna start my live and see if he come back up.
Okay. Appreciate everyone. Please hit that like and share so we could get this video to many people as possible to bring awareness to this situation and many more. Make sure you smash that like on your way out. If you have not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe to my sis Angie. We appreciate you all. Thanks for the love and support on behalf of us, especially Angie, as well as brother Kevin Wesley. Shout out to Break Room and um
Young
Young
Henry.
Hero.
Hmm.
coming to the platform, and everyone in the comment section. We appreciate you all. Much love and respect.
Peace, love, and blessings.
Facts.